Welcome in, have a seat. Kick back and relax, cause it's that time of the week. How's your day? Was it great? Well, it'll get better with Otalku Cafe. Nostalgia, let the memories bloom. All these stories in my head are gonna make me go boom. Kick back and relax, turn the volume to the max, bob your head until you're dead. Yeah! Yeah! Kick back and relax, turn the volume to the max, bob your head until you're dead. Yeah!
Konbanwa, friends, and welcome to another Otaku Cafe. It is hot. If you're in the New York, Vermont area, there's a heat wave until tomorrow night. Please stay hydrated. We got a few finales. And a Father's Day episode, which is our main event tonight. Because, my goodness.
2 days late, but nonetheless, hey, it's important. It's the moment.
Yeah, we did say it would happen when it happened, so otherwise we would have been closer with Konosuba.
Which wouldn't have been bad.
No, that'll be our double main event. That's
double main event.
Those fucking people hate.
Okay.
Anyway, I am Matt, your CEO, your head chef, and join me is my other CEO, the financier, Ethan Ada.
Gokikenyo minasama tadaima.
I'm
tired, work's been super stressful, dealing with some bullshit with Karen, won't get into here on the air, but dealing with some shit personal. So that sucks. But outside of that, chilling, I'm repping my Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles jersey today. Shout out to Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, one of the worst teams in the Nihon Baseball League. But they're my team because I adopted a Japanese baseball team off that story. So,
there you go.
And then I got my Japan hat because, they're champions of the World Baseball Classic. So, brand new, just got this a couple weeks ago. So, looking pretty well, even if I don't feel that great.
Right.
Hey, you got to look at the positives, right?
Yeah, no, we have the positives here. We got some anime goodness. Like I said, we got a few shows that ended. Some decent, some good.
Finally clearing up our list, Matt, in preparation for summer.
Yep, we're getting ready, and I'll be seeing you next Sunday.
Yay! Are you excited?
I'm excited for a refund.
You're excited for a refund. It's going to be good.
No, I'm sure it'll be
fun. AEW will let you down during the week, but the pay-per-views will always give you a fucking nut.
Sometimes. I am excited for this card, though. I will say that.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking great.
And they do something so egregious, I'm gonna heckle them until they throw me out.
Yeah, for real. All right, well, I guess I gotta fucking take the LIR back. I don't know how. I gotta take an Uber. I don't even know where the closest LIR station is to UBS.
I was gonna say I could pick you up, depending on where you're gonna be.
Yeah, I'll probably still be in Brentwood.
I can see how far that is from where I don't know where I'm staying yet. I still gotta book a hotel.
Well, can't rely on where you used to stay.
No. But if I still, for some reason, have to go into work, I have to leave right after the show.
That fucking sucks.
No, I know. I put in that I'm unavailable for on my day off. I don't care if it's busy.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if it works. If it does, great. If not,
what sucks is we're not gonna have time to do a live show, you and me in person, face to face, with some alcohol.
We could probably do a quick reaction of the show just as a clip, put it on the air.
Yeah, we could do that, right?
Like, oh, that was awesome. Like, it fucking sucks.
Fuck! Why do they end the main event in a disqualification?
Yes.
Imagine.
No, okay. Oh, you hate when they do it, but it's cool here. Fuck you.
No, TK would never. That's one thing about TK. He would never pull a 1996 Vince McMahon with like a double count out on a fucking in your house pay-per-view main event.
He'll do it on TV. It is not pay-per-view.
Exactly. Yes. That makes sense to do it on TV.
Yes, because if you beat him right there, you don't give a fuck after.
I know. You know, Matt, you should use your TNA connections and see if there's a TNA wrestler that watches anime and bring them on.
Well, whenever Ricochet quits, I can get it.
Yeah, if it goes to TNA, it's true.
He does freelance. If he does freelance, I can say, hey, you're an anime fan. Let's get you on.
Speak his name and he appears.
Yes, shout out to Joe Hendry yesterday. I don't care. I was fucking awesome.
I was a loud pop. You've never been to a performance. It's been a minute since I've been to a performance center. To a performance center show. I haven't gone since they converted to like the 2.0 bullshit that they did post pandemic. I went like toward the end of the pandemic when it was still the black and gold with the eagle and shit. Right. But you've never been to the performance center before for a show. That was crazy. That was old black and gold level pop that Joe Hendry got. Yep.
And apparently his NXT debut got more views than Monet's.
I don't believe that bullshit because it's fucking Twitter clips. Twitter clips are repeatable, and there's more WWE fans than there are AEW fans. That's
I know, but if it gives Joe Hendry props, I'm okay with that.
I'm not gonna subscribe to that bullshit. And I like Joe Hendry. I'm not gonna fucking subscribe to that bullshit.
So anything that gives him more fans, I'm all for him getting more fans, and hopefully the TNA World Title at Slammiversary.
Hey, Top Dollar was right though. You got booked like Top Dollar. He was fucking right.
Yeah, but the only difference was they actually liked him better.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
So, well, I mean, you can't tell with the wrestling because they're fucking about the same.
Well,
30 seconds out.
Well, AJ, he's not that good.
He's not. Decently nice guy though. We got a free
nice guy. He's not bad on the mic. Just his in-ring work is still shit.
He's a big fat fucking former football player. What do you want?
Well, you're right, but
and if you think of all the football players that are actually good at wrestling, are they big and fat? Oh
no, no.
No. I mean, decent football player. Unless this was the 80s. I'm sure in the 80s he might have been fucking fabulous.
Yeah, probably would have been fabulous, sure.
Him versus like a Dr. Death or something. I mean, Dr. Death probably would have kicked his fucking teeth.
Yeah, he would kill him. He would fucking kill him.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like he's a football player, wrestler of that ilk, of that generation, not of like the current generation. Right. But even then, when I think of like football wrestling, like I honestly the first person I genuinely think of, honestly, not Roman Reigns who played for Georgia Tech. I genuinely think of Baron Corbin because he did play in the NFL. And
he was in the Chiefs, right?
I think it was like the Chiefs or the Cardinals, one or the other. And the way he slimmed down to actually adapt to wrestling, that's the type of shit that like I look at as like the premier football conversion from the NFL to WWE is Baron Corbin. No matter how much shit JP wants to talk about Baron Corbin,
he's not bad.
Baron Corbin is a really good wrestler. His gimmicks are always ass.
The gimmicks are ass, or they make him feel forced.
Bro, honestly, Baron Corbin in like an AEW would fucking flourish. Baron Corbin in a TNA would absolutely flourish. Baron Corbin in TNA is world title material, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I'm glad he actually went to the NXT finally for that little resurgence. So that was needed. Yeah,
and I haven't heard of him since.
Well, I think he's feeding with Legato.
Huh?
He's with I think he's feeding with Legato.
Is he?
SmackDown. So I think he helped Apollo Crews or whoever fought Santos. He came in to help him against Legato.
Yeah, I think there was Apollo Crews.
That's all I've heard.
Uha Nation needs to go to TNA. a lot of these WWE guys that don't do shit really, honestly, should go to TNA. You know,
Yeah, different angle. There are people that could afford to take a loss, but do something to help them out. That's
dude,
fine.
it's consistent wrestling. You're gonna have consistent good matches. Unless you're stuck with the Hardy Boys, you're not gonna be dealing with some bullshit.
No.
You know what I mean? So like, that's it. Like you're good. Like it's obviously we like to see them in AEW, but AEW is so damn packed. They have the same problem WWE does, where they need a legitimate brand, legitimate, definitive brand split where you only see these guys only on these shows and you promote both shows equally and you provide them with like what it is, and they just don't do it. So it's the drawback of these clubs.
Yeah, there's a few, but we will say that's a future secret menu.
Indeed, we're wasting time. We're burning the midnight oil, as they say. Except it's
yes, we are. Yeah, where the heat's on us. The backstage heat, the outside heat, it's on us.
Yeah, all the heat, brother.
Yes, all the heat, brother.
This doesn't work for me, brother.
Did you see his TikTok of a fan trying to take?
It looked cringe as shit. I saw like 5 seconds of it. I was like,
I didn't put the audio on. It was like, of course he's gonna take it in the belt from a defenseless guy. That's how he is.
I'm good on Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, he just needs to fuck off somewhere.
Fuck off.
Like me burying Gallows and Anderson yesterday.
They took the money.
I know. I can't be mad at them for that.
You can't be mad.
I was like, Tony, just take them so I don't have to see him again. Just put them in ROH. I don't have to look at them.
WWE, how much do you think Bullet Club, like the brand and all that, is worth to New Japan?
Now?
Yeah, how much do you think like they could buy, WWE could buy the Bullet Club?
They could how much do trademarks normally go for?
I don't know. That's why I asked you. I figured. Yeah.
Definitely not $1 million.
You don't think it's worth $1 million?
Let's say maybe half of that.
You think WWE could go to New Japan or could go to Tanahashi and say, "Hey, I want to buy the rights to use Bullet Club."
Yeah.
In WWE.
If he got rid of them, sure. But I know Tony will buy it for 5 times the amount.
That is true.
Because again, people have what, $30 million for the library for ROH?
Did he? Was it that much?
I don't know how much that was, but probably was like a lot of money. Like more than it should have.
I thought he got it for like 5 or 6 mil.
Because hell, not even TNA is probably worth that much now.
TNA is probably worth like 2 or 3 max.
Maybe 2.
And you're buying, and you're exactly that's what you're buying. You're buying the library more than anything.
Yeah, like you're not gonna buy the bells. You might buy some contracts, sure, but
yeah, it would just be like, well, no, I think they would buy a lot of contracts. Not a lot. Well, yeah, I'd say a lot.
No, they would probably they would definitely buy Jordan. They would buy Moose. They would buy Hendry.
Mm-hmm.
Ali won't go back.
Trey.
Yeah, they can get Trey. They can probably get Zach back.
Yeah.
Because his ex-wife was a crazy bitch.
Tis true.
Rosemary, that'd be nice.
That would be nice to see. Although they would probably job the shit out of Rosemary, to be fair.
She should be a solid mid-carder.
What's her face? I forget her name now. Her tag team
partner. Not Ash by Elegance.
Havoc.
If they can get them as a team, I think that would work better.
Yeah, her and Havoc as a team, I think, would definitely.
Yeah. And
they could probably add some members to Decay. They're not going to get Crazy Steve. They would let Crazy Steve go.
Yeah, I think his condition wouldn't be good for a full-time gig.
No, not at all.
He could probably be a producer, sure.
Sure.
But definitely not. I can't see him like wrestle full-time.
No, I couldn't. Mustafa, you said Ali wouldn't go back?
Yeah, he would not go back.
They're talking about wanting him for the
NXT.
Yeah, but
I'm sure he has no problem doing like a one-off. I don't see him like wanting to come back to the company.
Right. Eddie
Edwards. I could see him in NXT more as like a coach.
Not Kurt Hawkins.
Yeah, Kurt will probably be a coach, but he'll go back to freelancing, which is fine.
I would love to see Giselle Shaw in WWE. That would be interesting.
She should be in NXT. That's another one.
She should be in NXT, yeah. Giselle Shaw. That would be dope.
Same with Kazarian.
Same with Kaz, yep.
Who else?
Macklin. Would he go back?
Macklin, that'd be nice. I think you have a better chance now as like a solid mid Carter guy.
Yeah, you can
Santana won't go.
You could definitely see him going for like the U.S. title, Macklin.
Yeah, but yeah,
Santana won't go instead.
Yes, I don't see Mike Santana going.
Hardys would go for their WWE Hall of Fame induction.
Not Zaya Brookside, not Tasha Steelz, not Rhino, not
No, I could see Tasha Steelz in NXT. Tasha Steelz versus Roxanne Perez would be a good match.
Kushida won't go back.
Nope.
Laredo Kid probably not. He'll probably go back to AAA.
Yep.
Not Gresham.
Well, I don't know about Gresham. Gresham was backstage at NXT, and he complimented WWE.
Well, that was for his wife, but yeah.
He still complimented WWE. You talked about how professional it was. Did you see that backstage interview?
I did not.
Yeah, he was backstage, like they were interviewing Jordan Grace, and then he came up and they kissed, and Jordan Grace put him over, and then they asked Gresham a question. They're like, "Oh, what is it like seeing your wife? What's it like?" And he mentioned, he's like, "Oh yeah, being in this like WWE environment is professional. First time being back here, ever, and it's the good professional environment." He put him over.
Yeah, he could have been the Wyatt Sick with that octopus. Let's give him a creepy octopus mask.
But he doesn't fit the Bravers. You know that.
Yeah. They don't need it because I don't know how the YS6 is gonna go.
I'm just waiting on who the sixth is gonna be. Is it gonna be Braun or is it gonna be
probably Braun? I hope not Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, it's gonna be Braun or Alexa, and I don't think having two girls unless you're gonna have like tag team.
Yeah, and you can't have them every week either.
No, that's
that'll be overkill.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be like vignettes show up, like twice. Like they show up every other Raw in live, and then vignettes every week.
Yeah,
and then maybe build a match.
Yeah, they gotta do it right if they want it to be successful. Otherwise, it's gonna be another Retribution.
Yep, I was looking at a video of Retribution. They're like fucking tossing Molotov cocktails at like a fucking like fake.
Yeah, probably that was too much.
They look so hokey. They're like, yeah, we hit it, yeah. Like,
they find out your boss is Mustafa Ali.
Ridiculous.
Oh yeah. Anyway, let's move on.
Enough wrestling talk for today. That's our wrestling.
A couple of news. The video game Guilty Gear Strive is getting a TV anime. I know Chris is happy about that because he played the game. Listen Dungeon Season 2 got confirmed after the Season 1 finale.
Nice.
Cannot wait. Original TV anime Princess Session Orchestra announced for 2025. Looks like it'll be a music anime. Obviously, I don't know if it's gonna be Idol or something else. But we'll see. Tokyo Revengers gets a sequel.
Why is it sequel? It's already Season 3.
Yeah, I don't know.
You can't sequel the second core because that was a sequel to the core one.
Yeah, basically it's Season 3. Call it what you want.
That's a stupid nomenclature.
It is a stupid. But all because Windbreaker ended is like, oh, check this shit out. We're back. It's like, okay.
All right.
I was reincarnated as the Seventh Prince, so I take my time perfecting my magical abilities in Season 2. Starman's happy about that.
Good for him.
Ninja Kamui Season 2.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, so I guess there's more.
Oh, I guess now we get to find out what happened.
Yeah, hopefully.
Now, does this change where you put it? It does not.
No, because it's just how they handled it. No.
So had they announced at the end of like that whole blurb,
I would have been a little fairer, but there's more problems outside of that.
I've still got it firmly in my 10.
I don't.
You have it in your 13?
Not right now.
Wow.
Not right now.
I'm struggling for a 13 since we took out fucking Whisper.
Who knows? I don't know the schedule for that. That's gonna be something. And Misfit got delayed.
Again, well, Misfit was close to making it just on principle of hilarity.
I wasn't gonna give it anything, so it doesn't affect me.
Yeah,
but it's still annoying.
Sure.
So now I'm on their fucking schedule. Don't want
Indeed. Indeed. So
last one, A1 Pictures acquires Studio Free HZ Production as they are planning some business.
What is this studio known for?
That is known for Devil's a Part-Timer.
Wow.
Some other nothing big.
I mean, Devil is a Part-Timer is a big one.
Yeah, but I said outside that, nothing really big. Okay. A3 season, autumn, winter, spring. It's the A3 seasons. Sora no Method. It's sort of online alternative.
Oh, Gun Gale Online.
Yeah. They produced the Gun Gale.
I still need to see. I didn't get a chance to I may do that because I know Gun Gale, is it coming back in the summer? I think it is October. I have to binge Gun Gale Online season 1 before I can watch Gun Gale Online season 2. That is one thing I want to, because I love the Sword Art Online series. Except for the last episode of the last season, that was some bullshit. That was hokey as fuck. They're in fucking space now. The fuck out of here.
Yeah, why not?
I pray to God if they bring it back.
It was better than the Elf arc. I didn't like the Elf arc.
As soon as immediately, it went down my list when I saw that they were in fucking space at that last episode. I was so disappointed. That episode didn't even need to fucking happen, honestly.
Fair. But anyway, I should get to some of these reviews.
Very well, sir. Very well.
Alrighty. The one that's not a penultimate or a finale, Girls Band Cry.
All right.
They're at the music festival. They're getting stuff ready. So Nina, Subaru, Momoka, Rupa, Tomo. Again, it's a big day for them. They were going to open first on the first day, but a schedule changed. So now they're on the second day. And before them is Diamond Dust, aka the Rivals. So while Diamond Dust gets the big stage, this band gets the smaller stage, though, because they are a new group.
Right.
So I was like, all right, well, all right, you get it. You know what? Don't matter. We're still gonna take their audience.
Okay.
So love the confidence. I'm all for it.
Isn't that a typical trope of any sort of performance anime? Is oh, there's a big showcase and they're in the shit slot.
Yeah. No, that happened with Kanming with Eiko. But she got those fans, so and more. But
yep.
But anyway, Diamond Dust is next for their performance. Before that, though, we got nice conversations between Nina and Subaru. Subaru did not tell her grandmother she was going to be in this band because the grandmother still thinks she's still an actress. Follow my footsteps ordeal. I just should tell her. But they're all five of them are happy that they get to do this opportunity together. Despite their little trials and tribulations. Oh, we're going to break up. We're not breaking up. Diamond Dust plays, and as they finish, they see Nina in the background, so they do her signature pinky fuck you thing.
Fuck you.
And so, but they did happy, oh, okay, you're taking the hand gesture. All right, it's a declaration of war now, so I'm going to go up there and fucking smack you with
this is war.
Basically. So that got a little motivated. All right, I see you. But for the Diamond Dust song, that was a regular minute and a half, so they didn't get the full song. For Nina's group, they got the full song. They fucking tore the house down, full 3 minutes or so with the music. Nice lyrics, nice use of the instruments. Fans are very happy.
Yep.
And Nina asked Momoka, isn't this feeling amazing? The second on this stage, the adrenaline rush. That's what she's going for, in a sense. Well, but it's also worse for Nina because this is the first song she legit wrote for the band. and it's like her actual emotions, whether it's the anger, the sadness, or the small glimmer of hope that she had with her family last week.
Right.
So, very nice episode there. I got 2 more, so I'm like, damn it.
Hopefully they get renewed for a season 2, and it's available worldwide.
Well, I do have hope because the Bosch the Rock movie is doing very well in Japan, like a shit ton of money. So that means they'll get a season 2, and that's the case. That this is gets way more popular, then they'll get a season 2.
Well, will it be available on Crunchyroll or High Dive?
I can see Crunchyroll picking up if it gets too popular.
That'd be lit.
That would be nice. DDD Demon. It's not bad. We finally see one of the people that infected one of the kids, like one of the parasites.
Sure.
But he comes in later. But this focuses on Kiho, one of the girlfriends, and basically she's boring, lame type of thing. She goes to meet up her boyfriend. The boyfriend's a conspiracy theorist with all this everything going on. So he's like, oh, according to the internet for this and this and this. And he's like, I just want someone to believe me. Why can't you believe me? You know, she wants nothing to do with any of that type of shit. Like she's like I know the world's fucked up. Like, can I just live life with you? Just hang out with you?
No.
That type of thing.
No.
It's like, I'm doing this for us. And he's like, basically, go fuck yourself. So she runs away crying.
Wow.
Goes to her girlfriends. They try to cheer her up. And he sends her a text saying, like, I'm sorry and all this. Maybe when I get my act together and all this, maybe you'll wait for me. But Head's like, no, she won't. She won't. It's over.
I've learned that in relationships. Don't ever say, will you wait for me? No. Time waits for no dick or pussy. Sorry to break it to you folks.
Pretty much. Then on the other side, we got another conspiracy theorist. He's like talking on the phone with somebody. As he's heading out, he sees this weird kid. This is a weird kid that's like infected. So he goes into the guy's house, like looks around, see what they're trying to find, maybe get rid of evidence, eat his ramen, and he wants to take a nap in the thing, and then the door opened, so he's trying to hide. The other guy's like, "Did I have ramen? Like, who's here? Like, I could have sworn." And of course,
three pigs and the big bad wolf, fucking break in the house, eat the medium ramen, and then take a
Goldilocks and the Three Bears there.
Yeah, the fuck?
Yeah, but the guy runs out, and the parasite that was like talking to him, like they're like having fun type of thing. Still trying to understand humans and everything. He sees 2 kids like making a snowman. Doesn't know what a snowman is. He brings on one of his gadgets to bring the snowman. And of course, they did the big part of the body on top with the small body on the bottom. That creeped the kids out for some reason. It's like, okay, sure, why not? But
aliens, a big fan.
It was well, they don't know he's an alien, so
Uchujin. That means alien Japanese. Uchujin. Yes.
But as he's not by himself, he sees Kadode and Oran, our main girls, and Oran for some reason calls him cute.
She likes aliens.
She's gonna find out. Like, I know what you are. Then say it. Vampire.
Is it aliasectional?
I know there's a term.
Extraterrestrial?
I don't know. I do not know.
That's a good one, right? Extraterrestrial. That's a good one. You gotta admit.
Oh my god.
Did you miss me last week?
I did. Moving on. Condition Called Love. It's my penultimate.
Oh god.
Not bad.
So actually, pause. Catch me up very briefly last week.
Okay, Hanoi is actually calming down on like hang out with friends and stuff like that.
Oh, finally, you realize.
Yeah, and he didn't make it a fuss when she said she had lunch with her friend in the new semester.
The guy friend?
Girlfriend.
Okay.
And he's like, it's cool. Like, he actually said, it's cool, I get it. And he's still like not comfortable because he never really had friends, but he's trying. Also mommy daddy issues, but he's actually making an effort.
Mm.
And Hotaru, she reconnected with that guy friend, the elementary school, Yao.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Yao thought that she hated him after what happened when they were younger.
Yeah.
And it turns out that wasn't the case. He's happy with it. And he talks to Hanoi about, like, so about you being in the same school as us when you were younger. Why didn't you tell her? And he's been pushing that on Hanoi. And I guess he's afraid to. I don't know why. I guess maybe he could have prevented her from being bullied by the friend. I don't know.
He was dealing with his mommy and daddy issues at a vulnerable time. That's inconsequential. Really, when you think about it, there's no reason to. Like, he just wants to.
Yeah, so like, I don't know what.
He wants to emit this perfect aura that, like, he's the perfect human being for Hotaru. For Hotaku. Right. I like saying Hotaku.
Oh yeah, so Yao keeps pushing this. They're all hanging out like video games, arcades type of thing.
Mm.
So they have a competitive ping pong match. Basically, if I win, you tell her what happened. Okay, fine, but if I win, you drop it.
Well, I'm glad he said if I win, you quit your job and never see her again.
Well, no, he didn't do that.
2 episodes ago, that might have been the stipulation.
Yeah. But no, he doesn't do that. Just basically, you leave it alone. They do this to get very competitive. Hanoi won. So Yao has to shut up about it.
Mm.
Basically, he wants to tell him himself, not when he wants him to. And he did, and he was planning to.
Mm.
But something happened.
Uh-oh.
Something happened near the end.
Uh-oh.
First, he was about to tell her. And Hotaru stopped him.
Mm.
Basically, do not force yourself to tell me something you don't want to right now. Like, I am fine. No, like, she wants to know him. Like, instead of just a bombshell all of a sudden, because he doesn't really talk about himself.
You're getting to know him.
Right, but I don't know. There's like, you know what, like, don't be uncomfortable saying what you want to say if you don't want to. If you're not ready to say it, don't force it. Which is fair. But that's just his nerves. But sorry, what did happen in school? After school, she was talking about her feelings towards him, and it led to the big kiss.
They finally kissed, huh?
On the lips.
Oh,
she was pinned on the floor.
Of course.
Like, no, it got that heated. As they were kissing, they just fell to the floor. I'm like, okay.
What's this sharp pain between my legs?
Don't worry about it. There's no extracurricular activities here.
Oh, I feel like sweaty down there.
There's some gushing going on.
Nothing magical about it.
Nothing magical about it. Lock the door. Lock it. But I was surprised there was no drama in Penultimate. I thought the other girl was going to show up. So, nothing.
They teased it?
What?
Have they teased it?
No. So I don't think she's going to come.
I know someone who will, though.
Well, I'm pretty sure he pre-ejaculated in his pants.
You think?
Yep. Oh, God. Quick come on the kiss.
Oh, my God. I'm glad it's never happened to me in my life.
It has happened to people. I know someone, one of those Discord bots, he was talking about this girl hugged me and I already jizzed. Like, oh, like, why you gotta say that?
Why would you ever admit that?
I don't know. And the guy's response was she hot?
I would hope so.
Well, I don't know what she looked like, so I can't say it.
Who made them fucking jizz attractive?
I don't know. Maybe he was just that sensitive, or I don't know. Depends on that anything would do.
Was that like your first cum ever? when you were like 13 or something?
No. But it's weird. It's weird, man. It's weird.
Shaking my head.
Shaking my head. All right, now I got 2 finales.
All
Delicious in Dungeon.
All right.
We put the word left off where our party, they switched species. So Marcel's the halfling, Chochuk's a regular human, Senshi is an attractive elf. It to me is more beasts, like more like a doggish than a cat girl. And Laos is a dwarf because they touched one of the traps in the circle that makes people switch. So, and because there's also limits on their body, so how old they were in their current bodies, they feel those effects in the new bodies. Like if you're like 30 this, you're like 60 something in dwarf, stuff that type of thing. So okay, it's like, well, since Marcel's old as an elf, like 100 years old or so, Chilchuk, the halfling, they don't last that long. So it's like that type of shit. Like oh, we only live to 100 years, so. But they were chased by gargoyles, like stone gargoyles. And they're getting their asses kicked because they don't know their own other body's limitations. And fucking Senshi, as his elf, as he gets, he's like, like the spark lid behind him, he's being fabulous to get his ass kicked.
Oh God!
I was like, all right, this is funny. So their plan was to get these stone gargoyles trapped into the circle, so they'd like turn to something else. And eventually they're able to do that. And of course, with fucking Studio Trigger's animation, the facial expressions were a little over the top, but it's what you expected. Gargoyles were defeated. One of the stone gargoyles turned to like a regular statue that just shot water like it was pissing on Laos. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
What the hell?
But it was water, but it was just regular water, so.
Sure it was.
Sure it was. They do their meal thing, and when they woke up, they were back in their regular bodies. So good. They don't have to worry about that. But the second half is figuring out what to do for Fallon, the sister. So, and even Senshi talked about how he wanted to help her. I thought he didn't believe in resurrection because she was resurrected in the dungeon. It's like, no, I don't. If they stay dead, they should stay dead. But I do see like she actually is like alive, and I want to help her like you helped me with my issue. Because this whole time he thought he was a cannibal from eating the soup. The dwarf told him that it was from the griffin, but essentially thought it was from another dwarf. But when the griffin didn't taste like what he ate, he's like, "Oh shit, I'm a cannibal." But it turns out it was that trap circle thing where it turned the species, so it was a hippogriff, not a regular griffin. And that was a real taste. So yeah, cried tears the door like, good, I'm not a cannibal.
No,
that'd be very traumatizing. This whole life, he didn't know you were a cannibal or not.
Bro, I think every time I hear hippogriff, I think of fucking Harry Potter.
Well, the hippogriff, it's different from griffin because it's a horse back instead of a lion.
Yeah.
So basically, their plan is if they eat the dragon parts of her in this chimera form, that dragon soul will be detached from her regular self to have her back to normal. But the problem is they can't eat a whole dragon with just 5 of them.
So it's a food challenge.
Yeah, so basically everyone they have interacted with in the dungeon, they're going to have to find them to say, hey, can you help us do this? And essentially asked Lao, so what made you want to be an adventurer then? Because basically him and his sister, they had like a quiet life. He got bored. He wanted more. He left without her because she was still going to school and all that. He came back for her like a year or so later. That's when Marcel came along. I think Marcel is in love with Fallon. Like there's some year going on. But you know, she wants to save her friend or lover. But this is basically what's going to happen in season 2 with basically now we're going to actually save her for real. And we're going to eat a dragon for real.
Oh.
Because the last time they tried to, they lost all their meats when they killed the dragon the first time. So they're going to try again. I love this series. A lot of fun. I cannot wait for season 2. I gave it a 4.75.
Damn, almost a 5.
Almost a 5.
And season 1 was better, or part 1 was better than part 2, right?
I liked them both just about the same. There was a couple episodes. There was a couple like half episodes like like they were like it felt slow.
Sure.
But when we got to the actual stuff with the dragon and stuff that's going on, it was very interesting. I like how it's more about this the ecosystem of this dungeon. Like you can't just eat everything willy nilly.
Sure, you can. You just may die.
But yeah, shut up.
Am I wrong?
No, but still, though, they made it like seem like more balanced type of thing. So,
oh yeah, your food pyramid of delicious in the dungeon, huh?
Yes,
the monster pyramid.
What?
The monster food pyramid.
Pretty much, yes. Now my last one, I had to do it. Grandpa and Grandma.
Of course you did.
I really had to.
Oh, top 3 show for Matt this season, guys.
No.
Ooh.
It's a 5 out of 5 finale.
5 out of 5 finale. All right, let's hear the finale before we get the
basically. It's Christmas time, so the first thing they want to do is they want to have a family gathering, Christmas party. Sure, why not? But last one.
It'll be their last one.
Yep. But no one knows this though. No one knows that they don't have long.
Right.
So they do that. They have fun, and what happened is in the orchard, one of the grandkids came by, and so did her crush or her friend. So it's Mino and Shota. So they go in there. They want to help out with the farm because they gave Mino her own little orchard that she can plant and grow. Sure. Because she talked about how she wants to run their orchard when she's older. She wants the family business.
Well, you're gonna get it sooner than you think.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're like, hey, this is how you cut the branches. This is how you pile it up. This is where we put it when we want to get rid of them. And when Mino and the grandma were talking, it was Grandpa and Shota. And the grandpa just smiled, like puts the hand on his shoulder, saying, "I'm leaving it to you now." And all he said was, "Yes, sir." So the kids they were doing around, and Grandpa, but the grandma saying, "Let's take a walk." They're talking a bit, and they sit down by the tree. They went by their apple tree. And they were talking about all these plans. Like, oh, we got a little tournament with the elderly people at this, I guess, some type of like croquet type of thing. That we got this coming up. One of our grandkids want to come over for the summer. They got all these plans going on, and we're glad our granddaughters are doing good in their studies. And they're leaning on each other like sleeping type of thing. It's like, hey, Grandma, if you had one more wish, what would it be? She's like, my wish already happened. And he's like, I see. So did mine. And you hear him say, and his final words were, say, Grandma, what do you want to do tomorrow? And hers was, well, tomorrow, you and I will. The last of sand stopped.
So in the middle of their party, they died. Not even like in their sleep or anything. Just
no, they treated it normally. Like
that's nice. Like, bring all your family over, and then they're both dead in the fucking garden.
Well, they were gone.
Oh, they left. Okay, this is after.
Yeah. The Christmas party, they already left. This is like kind of like springish.
Okay.
Yeah. And the granddaughter.
It was just dead bodies in the thing, so they did not get discovered until fucking they start going.
No, the granddaughter and the friend found them.
Oh.
So it was like, like why are you guys sleeping there? You guys are gonna catch a cold.
Yeah.
But she doesn't know that they died. But they have smiles on their faces. They're holding their hands together. The credits are playing, and there's an after credit, and
Mm.
it's 50 years later. Now she's old. Mina's old, and she actually married Shota. They're running the farm.
Yeah.
And they see a golden apple.
Oh wow!
And they're like, should we try it? And that's where it ended. So it was just very bittersweet. It was basically no regrets. They did everything they wanted to do.
You knew that was gonna happen. It's tough because it's like, yeah, it's bittersweet, but you knew.
I was right. They could have just not shown it. Like they could have made it like a normal episode without them dying. They could have done that. I know that's the thing. I'm glad they did this, and and this was the best way to handle it.
Sure.
They got that. They got the little extra chance of life for a little bit. They got stuff to do they never wanted to do. They never done Halloween, experienced Halloween fully. They never gone on their honeymoon. They did the honeymoon.
Yeah.
They did an open bath together. They never done that. Yeah, they never got to do this stuff when they were together because grandmother was always so ill. So they were always poor and all that. And now they're able to do this, get that little bit of youth in one more time, and they're happy. And grandma did not die alone because that was her major thing. First, it was she was afraid that they were both going to be immortal because of this, and she didn't want to watch her kids and grandkids die. But now it's just I don't want to leave grandpa behind to die. That's why he gave up half his life for her. That way they could both die at the same time.
6 months, yep.
Yeah, and that was what they did. So they were
good
happy.
You said 6 months, and then that scene happened at the July party at the fireworks festival.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I gave it 3 3/4.
3 3/4.
Yeah.
You raved about this show so much.
It's very cozy, but there were some episodes that felt that was the thing. Like usually the first half is just like not that great. It's more the drama in the second half, or a full episode, like when the grandmother lost her memories, that was really good. It's just some of the little snippets in between weren't that great. Otherwise, I would have given it a 4. But the ending though was just excellent. So,
I feel like that should have been actually 0.25 to give it the 4 rating.
I probably will when we get closer.
Come on, give it
All
the 4.
It's a 4.
Give it a 4. There we go.
I'll give it a 4. I'll give it for
Come on, don't be a star man.
Yeah, I'll give it a 4. I'll give it a 4.
There we
for
go.
Grandma and Grandpa. They deserve it.
Just on principle. I miss my grandpa and grandma. There you go.
But no, I'm glad they were able to experience all that. Very happy. They were very happy together. So,
are you eating the golden apple with Bash?
If it happens, sure. But I know it won't.
All right then.
But that's it for me.
Very well, sir. Very well. All right, I'm gonna start with my finale because it was meh. Studio apartment, good lighting, engine included. You were with Starman last week, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I know he didn't talk about this. So it's not gonna be that long, but I'm gonna give you a 2-piece. Excuse me. 2 episodes because it was 11 and 12. Basically, the episodes mostly focus on the gang, everybody, all the girls, the harem, going on a summer camp for the adult club summer camp. And so they end up going to Hisui's mountain vacation villa. And it's hilarious because Hisui has never had a male friend before and has always been scared of males in general. Like the only males she's had any sort of positive interaction with have been like family members. So at this mountain villa, it's like bred for girls. All the staff and servants are women. Like they have, and they're like, oh well, we're bored. Let's go to the beach. And so then there's like an entire room filled with various bikinis of various sizes for any type of female friend Hisui has. And then you get Shintaro, and Shintaro's like, hey, where's the male section? And they're like, male? And they're like, yeah. He's like, I'm a dude. And they're like, what? Hey, Karen. She's like, what? And then they're like, oh my God. They're like, do I look that feminine? They're like, no, we're just not used to having, we're not used to having a male like existence in this like presence. So he can't do shit. He can't go to the bath by himself. He can't like go anywhere really in the house by himself unless like there's no women present. And it does end up leading to an awkward exchange where everybody's in bed, but he's like, "Oh, I can't use the bath," but now I can't because everybody's asleep. So he goes to the bath, and of course, Hisui is there, and Hisui is like, "Oh my god!" But so then, of course, because it's like a hot spring, she's on one side of the hot spring, he's on the other side. They have a nice little conversation, and all's well that ends well. From that perspective, they get closer, and then that episode continues basically as we continue on with the episodes. We see the summer camp basically finish up with what's her face, Lalishka. She wakes everybody up in the middle of the night. She's like, I almost forgot the most important part of a cult club summer camp. We're gonna summon a demon. They're like, huh? So they go, and they do this ritual, and it actually works. And instead of a demon that pops up, it's Toa's little sister. And she's like, what? Poof, and she poofs. She fucks off. And they're like, what the hell? Like, it really worked. Meanwhile, Toa and Shintaro are looking at each other. They were like, that was your sister, wasn't it? And she was like, yeah, that was. Well, good thing she's not here. All right, great. Moving on. The rest of the season finale basically focuses on Shintaro and Toa going on a little date and things of that nature. It's a really nice date. It's really cute. And then the season and the episode basically finishes with Shintaro. Shintaro, they go to one of the Tokyo observation decks, and he gives her a souvenir and was like, hey, here's a souvenir. Thank you, whatever. And she gets emotional, and she's like, oh, I got something to show you. Because at the time, the observation deck was closed, so they couldn't go up there. So she's like, hey, close your eyes, Shintaro. So Shintaro closes his eyes, and you see her like, open your eyes. And she pulls her wings out, and they're literally like above the entire sky of Tokyo. And she ends up holding him like a child, like rocking him like a baby as they're like flying through the skies of Tokyo in her angel wings. But basically, the end of the series is basically them just lamenting about how much they appreciate each other, and how Toa was so appreciative. Like, I could have chosen any human in the world, and I ended up choosing you. So that was really nice. And, it was cute. All's well that ends well from that perspective. I mean, for the show itself, the ecchi was cute. Some of the comedy was cute. The girls themselves are cute, but it was just a very bland show for me. So 3.25 out of 5 is my score. Will not make my 13. No surprise. All right. Let me ask you something, Matt. When are you starting your Kaiju 8 binge?
I think next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
Should I? I don't know if I want to talk about this week's Kaiju 8.
Yeah, I would say save it.
Save Kaiju 8. Okay, I won't talk about Kaiju 8. But let me tell you, this episode, tremendous.
I heard about the only thing I heard was the ending.
Well, so the ending.
I can't wait to see how that got built up.
The ending won this show a few awards on my awards list. That's all I'll say from that perspective. I'm turn on my fan real quick.
I can't wait.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch. I'm gonna have to watch the sub due to the dub delays.
Yes. Well, yeah. Come on. You're not.
I know, but if it was a single dub, I would give it a chance. But the fact that it's now it's not anymore, it's like shit, come on.
Just go raw. Go raw in it.
Go raw.
Go raw, baby.
I'm going in raw.
Go in raw, baby.
There you go.
All right, let me find Vampire Dormitory next on my little list.
Right, so we actually got 10 together today, so that's good.
Yeah, that's why we talked about Dormitory.
That's why we talked about bullshit.
That's why we talked about wrestling for the first 15 minutes of the show.
Yep.
Make up time, right?
Yeah, some of these will be long, some not so much.
Yeah, basically. Okay. Long story short. Oh, actually, this is a pretty long description for 2 episodes. Episodes 10 and 11 of Vampire Dormitory basically kind of kicks off with the cultural festival. Long story short, on that episode, Juri confesses to Takara, and Mito kisses Ruka during the school festival.
Okay.
Takara, as far as we know, is straight, and we all know the situation between Ruka and Mito, so that is what it is. Basically, after that episode is done, the 2 boys, Ruka and Takara, are kind of like they feel odd being around the opposite person. So they feel odd being around Juri and Mito. Jury is kind of depressed about that fact. And so basically he kind of makes a resolution. He's like, listen, I did what I had to do. I confessed. I obviously love Takara. I want to be with him. But if, he doesn't reciprocate the favor, then so be it. I know he's straight. I just want to see him happy. So I'm going to set up a mixer and hopefully he chooses one of these nice girls and I can move on. Right. So the mixer happens. He basically begs Mito and Ruka to come along for the ride. And so they do. Right. And you have the mixer going on. And basically a stunning thing happens. We see Ren's father take one of his cats and turn them into Mito. And they're like, okay, your name's Mika now. And you're Ruka's, destined partner. And so sends her off on the mixer. And Ruka's like super conflicted because he loves Mito, but his destined partner is right there. And so he ends up, spending a lot of time with the destined partner. And Mito feels a certain type of way. She's upset. She's confused. Like, how the fuck can you be you when I'm me? And keep in mind, Mito's still a boy throughout this entire time. She has not changed. She tried to ask Ren. She tries to ask Ren for a change. Ren's like, I can't do that, because like I told you before, I'll love you whether you're a boy or a girl. I'll still love you, and I'm not going to change you, so I can have you for myself. Basically, selfishly, he doesn't want to change her back to a girl for himself. So as we continue on, we see Takara there. Takara is excited at first to be around these pretty women, but then sees how upset Juri is, and so he's conflicted. And basically, there's no real definitive conclusion at this stage with them, but he kind of leaves the girls to go like comfort Juri, and like they have like a moment together, basically where they try to reconcile their feelings, I guess, per se, but nothing really comes out of that in that moment. But the big drama comes from Mito. Mito's by herself. She's confused, lost, and the fake Mito comes up, Mika, and was just like, oh, like, I'm gonna make your man choose me because I'm his destined partner. And then Mito's like, oh, you're a fake. They're like, well, who's the fake here, really? When you haven't even found the balls to confess that you're actually a woman to him in the first place. And so then the fake Mito actually takes. They're on like, of course, they're on a wooden bridge with rope connection. She snaps the ropes and put them both in peril and shouts out for Ruka. Ruka's got to make a choice because he can't save both of the girls, Mito and Mika. He chooses fake Mito. He chooses Mika, and Mito falls to her demise, basically, right? So she falls into this river and she's drowning. And Komori comes and Komori saves Mito and says, "You can't die yet." And so saves Mito and then basically drops her off at Ren's house and says like, okay, you take care of it, right? So Ruka's really upset at things, whatever the fuck, but it's still the destined partner. So the destined partner comes back to the hotel room with him, and of course, because the destined partner is an actual cat, his real cat's like freaking out, like hissing, like on edge and shit. It's funny. Komori busts through the window, basically not bust through literally, but he comes through the window and basically says like, all right, well, you're his fiance now, so let's go ahead and get him married right now and we'll go on. And Ruka, come with us. So it's super fast track, right? And Ruka feels a certain type of way, but it is what it is. He's following along. Meanwhile, we see the real Mito wake up and she's all like upset and she starts crying to Ren about how Ruka didn't choose her. And like, she's so done, she's over it. And she wants to make the pain go away. And she asks Ren, please make my pain go away. And so Ren is like, I can do that, but I need to bite you. May I bite you? And she's like, yeah, you can bite me. And so she offers her neck. Ren bites her. And then we move on to back to the scene with Ruka and the fake Mito, where basically Ruka kind of, he doesn't ever figure out it's a fake Mito, but he finds resolution. He's like, I can't do this. No matter how much I try, I made a mistake. I want to see Mito. I can't believe I did this. And basically Komori is like, yeah, you can go see Mito, but then you're just basically gonna be expelled and you won't be the vampire successor. And he's like, basically, fuck being a vampire successor. I want to be with Mito. So he jumps out of the carriage. The farce is up. The fake Mito turns back into a cat, and that's that. He arrives back to Ren's apartment to see Mito. Mito shows up and brings them tea. And when she says, Mito, come back with me. I miss you. I love you. Mito's like, who's this guy? Ren, do you know him?
Right.
So when she said, please make my pain go away, and he said, okay, when he bit his neck, his wish was to wipe her memories of Ruka. So the memories are gone. Yeah, the memories are gone. Everything. Ruka is so desperate to stay with Mito. He's like, you know what? I don't care. I just want to be next to Mito. Let me work at the mansion. And Ren's like, the fuck? And then his father comes in and was like, yeah, sure. Let him work in the mansion. Let him work under Mito. And Mito's all excited, like, yeah, you're my senpai now. And meanwhile, this heartbroken, like confused fucking Ren is just like, all right, whatever. So then the next episode really contains a lot of back and forth between them. Just cute flirtiness, but he's confused in terms of like, what to do. And Mito again has no memory. And the end of episode 11, the penultimate episode, basically sees Ren's father confess to Ren, like, yeah, like we tricked him, that's his partner and he's not gonna get her. Ha 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 ha. And meanwhile, Ren is like shocked because even though Ren wants Mito, Ren doesn't want Mito under these circumstances where his father's being manipulative to fuck over Ruka. Because despite him being not liking Ruka, he doesn't want to get Mito this way. So that's where that episode ends. So decently solid from that perspective. All right, moving on. I got 3 more. Next is Reincarnated as a Slime. That time I got Reincarnated as a Slime. So decent episode. I imagine Starman talked about this very briefly last week, but basically we get the aftermath of everything that happened with what's it called? With I forget her name now. Shit.
For which one?
Oh, Slime. I can look it up. Give me a second. Fuck. I hate not having a good memory from watching a bunch of anime.
Yep.
Where is Slime? Where the hell? Oh, here it is. Slime. Where is it? Hinata. How can I forget Hinata? It's my cat's name. And we see that basically the aftermath with Hinata, Luminous, and what's it called? And the demon lord. Oh man, I forget her name too now. So many damn characters. Where is that woman? Where is that woman? Nope, that's not it. The fuck. Man, this is gonna bother the shit out of me. Nope. 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 Fuck. Why am I not finding her? It is Valentine. It is Valentine. Okay. It's Valentine. Yeah, it's Valentine. Basically with Valentine, Luminous, and Hinata, and the rest of the available clergy. And so basically they go back and forth about everything that happened. They confirm that it was like a plot from the 7 days against Rimuru and against Hinata. And they basically kind of just make amends. And Rimuru actually gets everything that he wanted from them in the first place, which is a non-aggression pact. So he gets a non-aggression pact from their country, and he gets diplomatic relations with the country. So as part of the diplomatic relations, they agree that Rimuru is going to build a church for 2 of Hinata's subordinates, and they're to stay in Jura Tempest so they can, again, continue the establishment of the diplomatic relations. As they're about to depart, Rimuru is like, hey, it's pretty late. Why don't you guys go in the morning? We're serving yakitori today for dinner. And they're like, oh, did you say yakitori? Oh, okay, we're in. And he's like, huh? I didn't think you guys actually stay. Oh, shit. So they have a giant banquet basically at Rimuru's house. And it's funny to what Chris said in our group chat. Chris literally said, and it's true, Rimuru dumbed down his abilities. He's so OP that he can't get drunk because of poison nullification. He dumbs down his poison nullification and gets fucking trashed. He's so trashed, he starts telling everybody at the party his grand plans. And Hinata looks at him when he's done talking. And he's like, most countries would consider what you just told us like state secrets, and they wouldn't just openly say anything. And Rimuru was like, you're right. I guess the alcohol got the better of me. And then his internal little assistant basically is like, all right, I'm revoking your privileges. I'm making you undrunk right now, and you are not to make yourself drunk for a long time now. Good job. And so he ends up getting himself sober again, basically, while everybody else is drinking. But no, everybody has a good time, and it's all fun and laughter, and things are looking well. Meanwhile, I don't ever remember this fucking guy's name, but there's another Japanese fellow on the other side, right? And he is the master manipulator of like everything going on around this universe. And basically, he's like, oh, here it is. His name is Kagurazaka Yuki. His name is Yuki Kagurazaka, and basically Yuki is the master manipulator, and he's trying to figure out his next moves because of this entire plot that he basically orchestrated from the shadows. Kind of blew up in his face, and one of his main assistants almost died as a result of the plot. So he's like, if I had lost you, I wouldn't have been able to do any of my remaining plans. All hope would have been lost. So they're just basically planning their next moves. I imagine a lot of that will pop up later on in the season, since this is a returning core of the show. But nonetheless, there's a lot of behind the scenes movement plotting against Rimuru and against the country of Jura Tempest as they continue along. So, one thing about Slime is I love Slime. It's a great show, but there's so many moving parts that it's really difficult to keep track of everything. So many characters, so many moving parts. And the thing about those moving parts and characters is it's all long-term storytelling. So you have to either remember this or read the manga to pick up on these things. Because if you don't, then you're looking at random scenes that don't come into play till episodes later. And then it ties in and it makes more sense. But there's still not enough clarity. That's my one gripe about Slime from someone who watches so much anime and doesn't read the manga as a follow-up. It's difficult for me to really describe how good the show is when I'm doing these reviews, because it doesn't hit the same for me from that perspective. Because I'm enjoying the hell out of Slime. Really am. Slime would have ranked in my 13 easily if I could have ranked it, but it's just a lot to pick up. Anyway, moving on. Unnamed Memory is a two-parter. Basically, if I can pull it up, Unnamed Memory. Unnamed. Damn it. Nope, I don't want to save. Unnamed Memory. All right. There we go. All right. Caught up on episodes 10 and 11. I put Unnamed Witch, not Unnamed Memory.
Unnamed Bitch. The Unnamed Bitch.
I put Unnamed Witch in my little review. But basically, episode 10 starts off pretty good. So at the end of episode 9, they start kissing at the end of the scene. It's really nice. The start of episode 10, they're in bed naked. They sealed the deal. They fucked.
Wow.
They fucked. Yeah, they fucked. And so the episode mainly consists of Oscar trying to convince Tinasha to, well, we fucked. Let's just get married. Come on, marry me. I want to marry you. Marry me. Come on. And a lot of it is just a lot of back and forth with them trying to figure that out for the most part, trying to get him to go along. But it starts basically the 2-episode little mini arc involving the unsummonable witch, Leonora. And basically we find out through backstory, Leonora has a grudge against Tinasha. And so Leonora is basically plotting behind the scenes in another country to basically try and kill Tinasha and her now officially announced fiance. Even though it's announced to the public, they're not really official, but he treats it as official. So she even mentions earlier in the episode, she's like, I'd be perfectly content just being your mistress. I don't have to be anything. You can just fuck me. And he's like, no, that's stupid. I want you as my wife. So just be my fucking wife. It's much easier. You get all the privileges of being a queen. Just be my wife. And she's like, let me think about it some more. Right. And there's another scene in episode 11 where he basically starts kissing her and shit, and starts kissing her neck and going down on her. And she's like, Oscar, have some quirt, have some couth. That's what I meant. Couth. Have some couth. Pick a time and place. And he's like, listen, I could die tomorrow and I'll have this regret that I didn't fuck you one more time, in essence. And keeps going. And it cuts off the angle suit. But they pretty much had sex again in the middle of a random fucking castle in the desert, which I'll get to.
They're gonna fuck.
Yeah, they fucked again, I tell you what. But no, so then basically they set up the whole notion. They're trying to basically unravel this plot that Leonora has set up. And so they end up meeting an abducted princess that she had trying to basically banish. And so they set the stage after they do a bunch of stuff. They set the stage for a giant battle. And basically the battle is Tinasha and Oscar versus Leonora and her, I forget the guy's name, but her number one guy. And so it's a big back and forth battle. They both struggle. They both succeed, but they both struggle as well. And so basically at the end of the battle, they kind of like tag team. So it's a tag team 2v2, and they end up switching opponents during like the integral scene. And Tinashe ends up killing the dude while Oscar ends up killing the witch with his magical sword that, you know, deflects and kills all magic. So stabs the witch in the fucking chest all the way through. She's dead, and they're good. Meanwhile, before the battle actually commences, what's it called? Tinashe goes to like the bath to refresh herself because she's tired because she was up all night fucking, so she's sleepy. So she literally she's yawning, and it's from being up that night. So she goes to the bath and she starts thinking about things again. She's just like, you know, if I never existed, you know, Oscar could be with like a normal woman. But then like she basically realizes like I love Oscar. So when she returns before the battle commences, she looks at Oscar. She's like, hey Oscar, she's like, about your question about getting married, let's get married. After this, let's get married. And he's like, what? And he's like, yeah, we got to survive first, but let's get married. Okay. So they survive the battle. All is well. And the episode ends with them officially getting married.
Mazel tov.
That's the penultimate episode. So you know what the next episode is?
Baby making.
Baby making. She's got to deliver a baby. Although there is one detail that I didn't write in my review that is mentioned. Basically, Oscar himself has a lot of magical power. His magical power was sealed as a baby, either by his mother or by somebody close to him. He asks his father about it. His father is like, I don't know anything. You figure it out. Right? But basically, Tinashe mentions like her like reluctance to have a kid with him is because A, you have a lot of magical powers, and the fact you can't use it is because of a seal, and the fact that you use the anti-magic sword. If your child inherits the sword, then it won't be able to use magic either. However, consequently, if we have a child together and it doesn't inherit the sword, with your magical potency and me being a whole witch, especially if you have a daughter, literally your daughter's a witch from birth. And that's terrifying because they still persecute the witches and all that stuff and blah, 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 blah. But anyway, so that's something food for thought as we get to the baby making stage of the season, which is episode 12 and the final episode for next week. Indeed. And then last but not least, for me, Tsukimichi. I've been on a Tsukimichi like rambling like tour. This show is flies so much under the radar. Tsukimichi. It flies so much under the radar, bro. It is fun as fuck. Like I described it yesterday in our group chat. Tsukimichi is literally like slime if Rimuru had like a permanent grudge. Tsukimichi gives you everything that you want in like a good anime. Good plot, decent comedy, minimal fan service, although there is a little bit of fan service, but not very much. Not very much fan service. As I mentioned, the good plot, OP fucking characters, OP side characters. Like, what more can you want in isekai? It is a literal isekai like standard, in my opinion. But nonetheless, Tsukimichi, pretty solid, as I mentioned. Basically, episodes 23 and 24, of Tsukimichi Season 2, are basically battles. We get the battle between Makoto and Sophia, and Shiki versus Mitsurugi. And when it's all said and done, they encounter a little bit of issue, but not a hell of a lot. They basically show like where they're at now in their current powers, and they end up obliterating both of them. Obliterating them. And it's fucking glorious to watch them just absolutely crush these two fucking opposition. It is brilliant. And basically, there's a scene. I was laughing my ass off. There was a scene, which now that it literally just dawned on me, it's a Pokemon reference. Literally, one of the bad guys goes up to Makoto and is going to join the fight while he faces Sofa. And basically, he grabs the giant like ogre by the throat and said, listen, I'm gonna tell you nice. If you come back, I'm gonna kill you. Now be gone. And basically, he shoots off this hand because he has multiple like hands, like they're something like tentacles. He shoots off the hand, and he's like, "Rocket punch!" Just kidding. So that's a Team Rocket reference because you literally see fucking the rocket go out into the sky, little shiny thing. It's literally a Team Rocket reference. in hindsight, now that I think about it. So that was fucking funny and awesome. But no, nonetheless, like I said, they obliterate them. It's really fucking cool the way they do it. Like it's badass as fuck. And so the battles themselves are pretty solid. Not the best battle we saw this week, as we'll get to in our main event, but nonetheless, really good battle. And Rona, who was basically the mastermind for all of this, sees Makoto during his battle with Sophia, and he's like, this is a completely different guy. I thought he was like weak and timid and like simple-minded. No, he's powerful. He's got like a vendetta. Like he's a motherfucker. He's a real motherfucker. And then midway through the battle, when Sophia's just getting her whole ass kicked, he's like, Rona goes to Makoto like, hey, you wanted us to leave the hero alone, right? And you wanted Fort Stella? Okay, no problem, do it. And he's like, okay, well, what are your conditions? And he's like, no conditions. Rona's like, no conditions. I don't want the smoke. And she's like, hey, I think Sophia's fucked, so I'll let you do what you want with her. And he's like, all right, cool. Hopefully I don't see you again. And she fucks off, kind of like with a little bit of fear, trying to figure out like what's next. So, but in any case, after Makoto defeats Sophia, he basically uses his power, gets like on like a super high perch, very high. And then of course he's OP, so he can see super far. And he's like, I think this should work. And he takes a fucking flaming arrow and like shoots it literally, probably from like Florida to like Vermont. That's how far he shot the fucking arrow. And he destroyed, like absolutely obliterates, giant like nuclear sized explosion Fort Stella. Just blows it to smithereens. And so you see them go back, and you see Shiki return to Makoto, and Shiki's like, retired, and Makoto's like, hey, let's just go to the demi-plane. Let's, figure out our next moves after this. It's been a hell of a journey, hell of a season. And Shiki's like, hey, don't you want to speak to the hero? Like, the hero, apparently. And he's like, yeah, I know her, but we'll figure that out another time. I just want to go home and rest. And that's basically more or less how like the episode ended from that perspective. So, but again, I didn't do my explanation of it justice. It was great back and forth, sword battles, fucking bow and archer, fucking all this crazy ass like shit. It was a good ass battle. Really was a good ass battle. If it wasn't literally for My Hero and Jobless Reincarnation, like this battle probably would have been like a top contender for a battle of the season for me.
Right. Is that for you?
I'm done. Took about 30 minutes.
Hour 18 in.
All right, we got another hour and a half to go.
No. Oh yeah, this one won't be too long. It's a Misfit. That one guy. Fuck that one guy in the beginning.
Well, he's dead now, so we don't got nothing to worry about.
I've been like, hey, this is not going his way.
Nope.
So to
it's like Guy Cable on Monday night.
So to diffuse the situation, here's my groupies. They're gonna sing.
Yes, they broke out into song. Your favorite, Matt.
And of course, even Sasha was just like, "This is cringe," because they're bent over talking about opening a door. They're thirsty for Anos.
It's the forbidden door.
It is the real forbidden door.
It is the real forbidden door.
And then this fucking Diedrich fellow was just singing along, and they're like, "Oh, hey, guy. So let's have a chat. Either way, I want your groupies next time.
Yeah,
bring them to my village."
Okay.
Yeah, he's like the sword emperor. He's looking for his dragon that he lent to him.
Did he not remind you a little bit of Bodyguardi? A little bit for me.
A little bit.
You reminded me a little bit of Bodyguardi.
A little bit, yeah. I miss Bodyguardi.
I do too. They could have used them this week.
What?
They could have used them this week.
Oh, they definitely could have. They definitely could have. But so Anos, if you come over, I'll show you that hospitality. Also, I'm also in this world selection. Yeah. And the premonition. With my god Nafta.
Yeah.
So all right, this is my god. This is you have Arcana. Okay, fuck her. She ain't shit.
Yeah.
But to go to the popes. We see the Pope. All he does is pray. He's just been nonstop praying.
Basically.
I feel like he cannot stop praying.
Nope.
He's like, well, I will grant an audience. You guys gotta fight each other.
Okay.
So Anos will fight the prediction goddess, while Diedrich will fight Arcana.
Yep.
Arcana's like, I predict you're going to lose here. No matter what I do, you're losing. And of course, Anos is like, okay.
I'm fucking Anos code. Like, I don't fucking lose. He's all bloody. He's got fucking like tore the fuck up.
This is the most damage he's taken.
This is the most damage he's ever taken in the series. He's like, he looks like he should be on the brink of death, and he's like, nope, I'm Anos Voltigord, motherfucker.
So basically, Mirror Force goes back to you.
Yeah, Mirror Force goes back to you.
The pain I felt, you feel double of it.
And it's not dead. So what does Anos do? He grabs an anti-aircraft fucking magical ballistic gun and shoots this woman to fucking smithereens. But because he's Anos and nobody can die unless he says so,
doesn't kill her
back to life. But
she gives up.
And she's like, she's like, basically Anos is like, yeah, I know why, because the whole time she's got her eyes closed. And Anos is like, I know why you had your eyes closed, because you knew you couldn't beat me. And eventually the deity is like, yeah, I went through thousands and thousands of scenarios, and there was not one where you were defeated.
Yep, and on the other side, Diedrich gives up. Even though he was beating her, he was winning.
Yeah, he had worn her down.
Well, the outcome was, if they won, that's it.
In essence. And they're like, well, you could call it a draw. He's like, no, I'm not a fucking pussy. No draws.
Yep. I'll take the L.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, so he leaves. Say, well, come over next time.
Yep, I'll show you real hospitality. Bring your sluts. I mean, your choir.
Yeah, bring them, and he hums the song as
he hums the song as he goes off with the guy's body. Nonetheless, that fucking Adhiel or whatever his name is, he got his like dead body just slung on his shoulder, like he cutty.
Yep. Yeah. So I was talking to the Pope, and basically, if he wants this peace and all this, you gotta give Arcana back.
Yep, I want my child back. What?
Not happening. Like, there is a way we could have this whole world peace thing without that. It's like, nah.
That way is you guys end up joining our religion, and we'll be the official religion.
Yeah, and get rid of this election.
Yep.
It's like, but it's tradition. It's like, yeah, it's good sometimes.
Yeah, other times it's horrible.
Yeah.
That's just the way cookie crumbles, bitch. What do you want to do about it?
So let me show you how it's done. If you just say yes.
Yep.
So we'll get that answer in a week or two.
8 days as it stands today.
Yep.
Or so. Not 8 days. It was like 10. Let me look. No, it says 8 days. 8 days. 8 days, 12 hours.
He's got a week.
Yeah, about a week. About a week ago.
All right, let's go to our other non-penultimate. Let's go with My Hero.
Good episode.
They had a plan,
and it fucking failed.
And you want to know why it failed?
It's a 2-episode one. That's right, because you didn't talk about it last week, right?
Is that I was going to talk about it briefly, because it basically was just how the plan came together and how there's one crazy guy in Class B.
Yep, he's useful.
Is the key.
Yep, the mimic quirk.
Yeah, because basically he gets the one villain's portal thing.
Yep.
And what to do with that is basically that's how they separate the villains 10 kilometers or so away.
Yep.
And the plan was he goes with Eraserhead for the Shigaraki fight. And Deku had to be there. Everyone was in their places. And
Toga fucked it all up.
She took Deku with them.
With Spidey Whip from her arm.
So now he is far away from Shigaraki.
He's a whole, like, I think they said like 8,000 kilometers away from fucking.
Yeah, they're like up in the sky somewhere.
No, yeah, they're up in the sky, and he's on like a deserted island.
He's by the ocean.
Yeah, he's with all the water people and Ochako and Sui.
Yep, and so that was where that ended, because basically, he's gonna die. Shigaraki's gonna kill him now. Bunny Girl, she tried.
I thought she died, and that's why Starman was pissed at me. He's like, "Oh, you ruined it." I'm like, "Bro, that bitch looked dead."
I thought she was dead.
Yeah, I thought she was dead.
Yeah,
but no, we find out the reason why she wasn't dead is because of Eraserhead and the Mimic guy. Basically, as long as their eyes are still on Shigaraki, he can't pull. He can't use decay. But the minute they look away, he can use decay. And that power that we mentioned, that fucked up bunny girl, and is apparently fucking up everybody inside of that glass dome, is a bunch. I mean, like a bunch of his hands. So if he were to activate decay with all of those hands in that environment,
they would all die.
All of them dead.
Yeah, and in this episode, they're talking about why are the hands still here? Like, why aren't they going away? We're looking at them.
Yeah.
They're genetic. Like, it's not quirk based.
It's not quirk
based. It's his actual body.
And he talks about, basically, he's like, this is the ultimate, like, body that the doctor was achieving. I finally have achieved the next evolution of human. And that's being able to grow limbs on my own, on a whim. No pun intended. Grow limbs on a whim.
Limbs on a whim. So Shigaraki is hauling ass. Beshi is trying his best.
Yeah.
And we find out, like, oh, if it gets destroyed, no problem, because it's the support class and Cement Head. They're rebuilding as stuff is decaying.
Basically.
So that's what we got from that side. But the main focus is the other side with Deku, Toga.
Which, by the way, before we move on from that side, basically, they can communicate a little bit with Deku, but he's too far and they're in the middle of battle. So they basically told Deku, like, hey, we can't send anybody to get you. You're going to have to make it back here yourself.
Yeah.
Click. Now we go to the other side.
Yep. And he tells Otalku this, like, hey, I have to go. Like, go ahead. But Toga ain't letting him.
And Toga is soaking wet in more than one way for fucking Deku.
Yeah, and she says, Deku, be my boyfriend right now. And then, of course, fucking Deku, as usual, typical Deku. Does that mean, like, holding hands, going to an amusement park?
No, it means I'm gonna, like, slice open your belly and fucking masturbate over it. That's
it's
what
like I want your blood. We could become.
I want your blood.
Yeah. So Otaku's like, I took this personally. So she.
Yeah. It's crazy because they talk about the sixth sense, like the danger sense doesn't trigger, and they're like, why didn't danger sense trigger? She just literally tried to stab me with a knife.
Yeah, because there's no danger sense from her. She's doing it like actual love.
She gets pleasure and affection from hurting other people. And then we see a scene where she's like, it's like, I've loved. She literally just confesses to Deku, like, I've loved you since the moment I saw you. You were beat up, you were hurt and bleeding, and I loved it so much. You look so much like my first crush. And it goes to a cutscene where she's just stabbing the absolute shit out of her first crush in the middle of the school hallway, just killing him. And she's like, oh, I loved it. It made me go crazy.
Yeah, and then
she's got full Ahego face. That's all they needed was the full Ahego face. That's all they needed.
Like, even my parents said, why can't I be normal?
Yep.
It's like, well, I show them by killing us.
Yep.
But, however, he tries to go away, keeps failing to do so.
Yep.
Otaku gets involved, and she gets stabbed.
Yep, in the arm.
But Sue, she comes to help.
Yep, right as Toga's going to be like, we both love the same man. Right before she utters those words, Sue, super kick!
Yep. So it's like, well, I'm here because we both know how to deal with Toga. So,
and she's like, and I don't want the secret of my precious friend being revealed. Literally said that.
Yep. And so now Deku can go away.
Yep.
And then one for all is totally, so hey, why didn't you use my quirk?
No, he said, no. It was the one for all. He was like, you were going to use my quirk. And he goes, yeah. And he's like, I told you that quirk is your last resort. Because what he says is all of our innate quirks, the quirks besides one for all, as we die, they manifest and they grow and they evolve. So all of our quirks that you're using are different evolutions of what they once were. and he's like, my quirk has evolved to something entirely different from what it was ever meant to be, what it was supposed to be. And literally, there's a scene like inside of Deku, like inside of wherever like that is, and literally like locks, bolts, straps behind a giant iron door is this quirk, and with the instruction of you cannot use this unless you're basically on death's door and you need to survive.
Yeah,
that is when you use my quirk. And so he has to basically go the long way. And keep in mind, he's still going supersonic fucking speed.
yeah.
He's hauling ass.
He's still got ways to go.
And he's got a ways to go. But that's not how the episode ends, Matt.
Episode ends. We go to Dobby.
Yep, Dobby is burning everything and everyone.
And he is pissed because no daddy. They sent Shoto. You
sent your third child and your sidekicks. That's how you feel about me, bitch? Okay.
It's like, no, it's because he knows he's confident enough that I can beat you. And he says, like, why didn't you go home if you didn't die?
And as his face is melting from the heat, literally, like you see, like we talked, like if you look at Dobby, you see he's stitched up like with metal like stitches. Yeah. And those have melted. Yeah. And his staples, yeah, and his fucking jaw is hanging. And he's like, you really want to know? I'll tell you, because despite who I am, I'm still your big brother. End episode.
So, can't wait for that.
Yep, that's going to be lit, literally.
But no, I'm excited how these fights are going to go.
That's going to be ice hot, Matt.
Ice hot is icy hot. Shaquille O'Neal is sponsored. Shaquille O'Neal is going to be a special guest referee.
It was funny. There was a quick little story, right? Karen was in pain one day, right? And she's like, oh, like I'm in pain, da-da-da-da. So I made a joke, and I was like, you want a massage? And she's like, yeah, I would love a massage. And I was like, she's like, I would like a massage and some, like, I think it was icy hot. She said icy hot, particularly. Yeah. And I was like, I'm sorry, the best I can offer is Bengay and butt rubs. And that's been our running joke now. Like, oh, you want something? Oh, best I got is Bengay and butt rubs, babe.
Oh boy. Moving on, Demon Slayer.
Solid.
It's time for the last training.
Yep.
The stuff go at me. And the training is very simple. 3 things.
Yep.
1, survive the waterfall.
Yep.
2, pick up the big log.
3 big logs tied together.
Yeah.
And they're like literally like they're not logs, guys. They're like literally giant trees that are like cut.
And the last thing, push a rock 300 feet.
378 feet.
But still, though, it's like about 300 feet.
One cho. I've never heard of that term before. One cho.
Yeah. So if you do these, you're done. And fucking Zenitsu is dead. He's crying for help. He passed out. And Tendra is like, hey, he passed out. And Goemi's like, throw him in the river.
Drown him.
He's done. He's useless. And the waterfall is just like ice cold with this.
They're in the winter. They're in the dead of winter in a high pressure, high falling waterfall.
Yeah. And Inosuke passed out while they're standing up.
Yep, he pulled a Steve Austin.
Yep, he was doing. They're doing his chants. It's like, no, this is torture. No one's going to be able to do it. They see, like, can he actually do this? Go at me. He doesn't do anything. He's just there. Bossing up.
They're literally like, oh, what helps? Say the chants. They let you know whether you're still conscious or not. That was funny.
Yeah, and Tendru just sees him pushing the boat like no problem. Like, we're gonna die. Like, can I do that?
We're gonna die.
You're not gonna. No, you're not gonna be like him.
Yeah,
he's a monster.
Yep. And that's been like the MO of the season is just how like ridiculous Tanjiro is compared to like your normal Demon Slayer. It's like your normal Demon Slayer just like will struggle sometimes to kill like a decent level like demon, and Tanjiro just like blows on them and they just disintegrate. That's how fucking OP he is now.
Pretty much, yeah.
And they do make a comment. They make a comment as oh, were you gonna get to this with Genya?
Not yet. I was gonna talk about real quick. Cool. I was gonna talk about real quick with Muzan with the.
Oh yeah, Muzan. Yeah.
Basically, she's seeing a lot more Demon Slayers. This person that views from the fortress.
Yeah, that's Upper Moon 4. Upper Moon 4 is using her eyes, but they're using the eyes specifically to try and find Nezuko and find the Master.
Yeah, and it's just like, I see these demon slayers, but I don't see them.
We've found over 60% of all of the demon slayers in the country. But we have not found the master, and we have not found the girl that's conquered the sun.
But he knows they're close, so what's he gonna do? He's gonna pay a visit. he's gonna get ready to pay a visit.
Yep.
Now we get to Genya.
Yes, Genya shows up at the training ground. He's all good now. He apologizes to Tanjiro and thanks him for being there when him and his brother were fighting. And he's like, where have you been? He's like, oh, like they put me away as a result of the thing. He was basically suspended in essence for that whole incident that happened. And Tanjiro, I think that was mentioned in the previous episode. Tanjiro got a verbal reprimand officially from the Demon Slayers.
Yeah, because basically he's needed, unlike Genya right now.
Basically, but Genya's on the final part. He's on the stone part, and he's like, "Have you moved the stone?" And he's like, "Yeah, a little bit." He's like, and he mentions that the trick is constant motion, repetitive motion is specifically
instead of the total concentrating breathing. It's now this.
Yeah, repetitive motion. And he's like, "Well, what did you do?" And he's like, "I just said the sutra."
Yeah,
and so he does it. He does it over a couple. Like he's already been at the site for 10 days. This is the longest training he's been at this entire time. He's been at the site
and hasn't moved it, but he does talk about. He does recommend like Rengoku, like the whole second heart of blaze.
Yeah,
and that was what made him like glow up. His mark got darker.
Genya says in particular, he's like, "By the way, have you noticed your mark has gotten darker?" And he's like, "Oh no, I never noticed." And he's like, "I'll give you a mirror next time you look at it." He's like, "Yeah, but your mark has gotten considerably darker since it first showed up. So It means the training that you're doing is paying off because it's being more pronounced." And then when he thinks of Rengoku, he is finally like, you see the flames come out of his back, like shooting out, and he's able to move it an inch. And then he does it again after a quick break, moves it a little bit more. And then finally just fucking full retard gung-hos it, and he moves that motherfucker to 370 something feet.
Yep. So the next episode we'll learn more about the Stone Hashira. They'll have a little chats.
And that episode is going to be long. It's going to be over 40 minutes.
Yep. Episode 7, 40 minutes, and the finale is going to be an hour.
It's in the 40-minute time slot. So I read the article. We say 40 in an hour because those are the time slots they're in. But realistically, you have to think of the commercials. So it's
like half hour for the next one,
half hour
10 minutes, and the next 20 minutes for the other.
Yeah, it'll be 50. Like on average, that episode, like whenever they do the hour time slot, averages out to about 52, 53 minutes.
Yep. So, but basically, you're gonna get about 3 episodes worth mostly.
You know what you're getting? A movie, which is what they should have fucking done from the get-go.
Yeah, I know.
They should have done the movies. They should have made 3 mini movies of this core, right?
Well, they're doing 3 movies for the last arc apparently.
When it should have been they should have been like 1 full season and then a final movie. Okay, Attack on Titan.
Yeah. So
at least they didn't brand it like Demon Slayer, the final season, part 1. Demon Slayer, the final season, part 2. Demon Slayer, the final season.
Well, it's almost over. So that's
Demon Slayer, the final movie.
But yeah, at the next arc is the 3 movies are gonna focus on the Upper Moon. So I guess Muzan is gonna be another season, or is that gonna be a movie as well? So either 3 movies in a season, or just 4 movies. I don't know.
They better not do 4 movies, or if they're gonna do 4 movies,
I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do.
They should do 2 and 2. And then you spend like fucking half your day at the movie theater that day.
They would have to be movies because those 3 fights are going to be
tremendous.
You can't break it up in episodes.
You can't.
You cannot. That's the problem. So they're going to be about 2 hours or so each.
Ooh.
If they do it right, yeah. Or they can fuck it up. I don't know. If they do 2 Upper Moons in the movie, that ain't fair. That ain't gonna work.
I'm very curious to see after Demon Slayer is done for Ufotable, what they're gonna do.
They're doing Genshin Impact.
Oh, they are doing a Genshin Impact anime. That's right.
Yeah, they do that, and they'll probably do more Fate series.
I mean,
that's their
Jesus,
major one.
it's
The Fate
been
Grand,
years.
whatever.
It's been years since they did Fate Grand Order.
They did that special in July.
Yeah,
The
but
fake one.
a series. They haven't done a series since like 2019.
Oh no, yeah, I don't know when they're gonna do another series, but they could. They probably could now after this, or
Well, the budget's gonna free up.
yeah, just pay your taxes this time.
Yeah, 200 million in taxes.
Yeah, because they had a tax fraud for the trade movie.
Fucking nuts.
I know it is nuts. Let's move on. We got some penultimates.
All right.
To Die by Okenri.
Interesting.
A little bit of drama,
A little bit.
but
Bro, the furriness, I'm sorry, Matt. And we're gonna talk about it more, I'm sure, as we go along, per usual. If they were furry, it would make a whole lot more sense. Don't know why they went with them being human. I don't know why.
I think this broke you.
It just I'm not even upset over the universe. Omegaverse, I'm not upset over Omegaverse. I'm not offended. I'm just so confused because they're humans. Should just be furries or aliens or something. I don't know.
This is people's fantasy, so
fucking weirdos.
It is, but mostly first part is about Yuki and Tomohiro.
Yeah, they're starting
because Yuki slowly realizing that he kind of wants him. He even offers to have him sleep on the same bed with him.
Yeah. Chinko on Chinko.
And Tomohiro's like, okay. And Yuki chickens out.
Yep, because Tomohiro comes and he seductively gets on the bed and looks at him. He's like, "You sure you want this, daddy?"
And then Yuki's like, "Nope, I chickened out. Nope, I can't do this. I'm sorry. I feel embarrassed now."
Nope.
It's like, you okay?
No, he drank too much. We didn't even see him get lit in the last episode. They just like stayed over, and apparently they all got fucked up.
Yeah. You kind of not cool to do when you're babysitting 3 children. Well, 2 children.
2 children, yeah.
Yeah.
I laughed when Yuki like saw like fucking Masaki and Hiromo about to get it in on the couch.
Yep.
And he's like, "Oh, don't go in there. Don't go in there."
And like, well, I should try this.
Matsuo, don't go in there. And he's like, "Yeah, you saw something."
But the main thing that happened is focus on Auto and Hiromu. Because Hiromu is like, he goes to his job, talking to Tomohiro a little bit. He's admiring the groundwork and all this.
Mm-hmm.
He sees Auto. He doesn't know that that's the person Masa is hanging out with.
Mm-hmm.
Says, "Oh, is this yours?" Like, "Oh, I love to." Like, "I don't have a business." "Well, here's my card."
He's like, "Fujiyoshi, huh? Nah, no way."
Yeah. And so
never see him again.
Yeah, but Aoto is over with his kid at Masaki's house. Like, man, I can't wait to finally meet the husband.
Yep.
And they're hanging out, they're talking, kids are playing. His ears get red a bit. They get a bit red.
Yep, he's about to go and eat. He said that earlier. He said that in that same
first it was a cold type of thing.
No. He said it literally after Hiromu leaves, and he's like, "Oh, that's weird." And he thought about it, and he's like, "They're Omega, or sorry, they're alphas." And he's like, "Fuck, I'm going into heat." He's like, "I wish I could just."
Yeah, and he knows his Masa's mark on his neck.
And then he notices Masa's mark on his neck, and he starts putting 2 and 2 together. Omega.
So that means you're branded by an alpha. That means your husband's an alpha.
The husband shows up.
Yep. And he's kind of heated. He's not showing it.
Nope. He does a good job hiding the doki doki.
Yep, but he just says, "Hey, thank you for hanging out with my spouse. You're more welcome anytime. Great meeting you.
I'm gonna step out."
Yeah. And then I was like, "I'm leaving."
Yeah, fuck this.
Because I can't be with alphas.
Yeah, there's no such thing as alpha friendship. It's either you're fucking or you're not.
Yep.
Basically. And Masaki's super hurt. Masaki is very hurt by this.
Yeah, it's like, can you be friends with them?
Can you? You've gone through all this suffering. You know you have, just like I have. And it's not fun, is it? It's like, oh, goodbye. Never again.
But Masaki's like, wait, Hiromu didn't go outside because that means if he was going out, he would see him again.
And here's the shower running.
Yep, he's got a cold shower, which sounds really fucking nice right now. I need to take a cold shower right now, but
cold shower with full suit on.
Yep, doesn't bother stripping.
And
now Masaki gets in the cold shower with his clothes on.
And they reaffirm their love and have steamy
kissing.
Oh, they fucked. They cut straight to that night, so that they fucked.
Yep. So they want to. Is that Hiromu's day off?
Yep.
And Hikaru's like, "Hey, can we invite Michiru over? Like, can we play again?"
Mm-hmm.
It's like first, it's like it's not a good idea, but now it's just let's go get our friend back. That's gonna be the finale. Let's get our friend back.
Yep.
So I wonder, is it going to be Hikari to do it, or is it going to be Hiromu?
Oh, Hikari all day.
Hikari all day. He's the problem solver. He solved he solved Papa and Grandpapa's issue. Like, just say sorry. Damn it.
Yep. and he saw Michi save him from the evil twins.
Yep.
He
gonna save the day.
He's gonna save the day. He's better than saving the day than Anya is.
No, he doesn't save the world. Calm down. I get you hate Anya, but calm down. Calm down. He's a relationship counselor. That's it.
He's a relationship counselor. Oh. So you're saying Starman should go to him for therapy?
All of you need to.
All of us need therapy.
All of you need to take advice from this 2-year-old. Let the 2-year-old cook.
He's 3.
Well, now, okay. Well, let the 3-year-old cook for you.
Let the 3-year-old cook. Let him cook.
Let him cook. But moving on, the end of Core 1 for Spice and Wolf.
Mm-hmm. By the way, there's no break. It was weird. On Analyst, they broke it, and then I'm like, oh, okay, so I guess there's a break. No, it's just gonna go straight.
Yeah, it's continuous.
Yeah, it's continuous. I thought it was gonna be
no week off.
Yeah, I was thinking a week off or 2.
But we picked up where we left off. Kraft is knocked out.
Yep.
He's trying to he's slowly getting up. He's like freaking out. But Holo's there.
No, you forget that in order to break free to start looking for Holo, he backs himself into the campfire that's still burning, burns the shit out of his hands so he can burn the rope. And then he's all busted up, black and blue.
Yeah,
sword, probably broken rib.
He should have been left for dead.
Should have been, yep.
But we see Holo. She didn't say what she did with the wolves. Just I'm here. I want to look for you. If you just wait there for like another minute or 2.
Well, I don't think anything happened. She didn't turn into wolf form. Her clothes were fine. She was not tattered. She was just wet from the rain.
Yeah, and she's like, "Well, we're gonna have to eat some humans."
Yep.
Basically, he told her like, we got betrayed." He's like, "Oh, I know. We're gonna have to kill him."
Yeah. And so we get naked Holo again.
Yep. And no ripping the clothes this time. Just
nope.
I'm gonna form now. Hide my clothes.
Yep.
And ride me.
Don't fall.
Yes, ride me.
Yeah.
Exactly. So they see Nora, the merchants, all those run in Mach speed, jumps in the air, grand entrance. Kraft almost fell. And she's just stomping, throwing.
Yep. Eating.
Yep. But not killing them, just hurting them or just catching them.
Yep.
Fuck the horses.
She didn't actually eat anybody. She didn't actually eat anybody. I'm surprised she didn't eat the horses.
I don't think she wanted to actually eat their horse. But
do wolves eat horses in real life?
I believe so, yeah. But basically, merchants are out. Now it's Holo and Nora. Nora's like, they told Nora, hey, get rid of the wolf.
Yeah.
And Lawrence is just watching on. It's like, what's gonna happen? The scenario was basically she would stomp on the dog.
Yep.
And kill Nora.
Yep.
Or that's why he screamed in his head. But thankfully, none of that happened when he actually screamed out. We don't know who he screamed out because the lightning came.
Yep.
But Nora told the dog to step back.
Yep.
Holo, don't kill anyone.
Holo did not.
But she has the other merchants.
Breaks his leg. Broke his leg and his back.
Yes.
Like nothing.
And, like had him in her mouth. Doesn't
by the head. By the head.
Yeah. Yep. Spits it out. Stomps on the leg for good
Breaks
measure.
the fucking leg like immediately.
And it turns out they were never going to survive. That was the thing, because it was too much money to pay off his debt and then pay Nora and then whatever little cut he has left.
But make the trade company survive. No.
Yep. So that was the plan. And basically, if you go back, you're basically fucked. So, basically, Lawrence has a plan. He's talking to Holo. Like, I have a way to get out of this.
Yep, I always do.
And without us getting anyone in trouble, no one gets hurt.
Nope.
We might have a little bit of debt.
A little bit.
Not much.
Not a lot.
But we can also get some money.
Moolah.
So she's like, I'm going to drink wine.
Okay.
Yep. So Lawrence has him tied up.
Yep.
Trying to look for like this secret safe thing.
Yep.
Extra gold he has.
Yep. So by the way, you skipped a step that basically part of his plan was tricking Nora. He provided her like an entire thing of gold and says, this gold is worth 600 Lumiere. What do you say? And she's like, I'm all in. And then immediately afterwards, basically, Nora went like somewhere, I guess, to sleep or something. I don't know. And Holo's like, you're full of shit. I smell the bullshit on you.
Yeah, and there was like rocks in there too that make it.
Yeah, a bunch of pebbles underneath the gold, which is only. He said the gold was only worth like 100 Lumiere, which was like barely enough to cover his debt and pay Nora something. Wouldn't have been 30 Lumiere because they wouldn't have made shit.
But he realizes, I can't get rid of you fully.
Yep.
You're needed.
Yep.
But let's work together a little bit.
Yeah.
So what does he do, Ethan?
Takes the gold, as you mentioned, from the secret stash that was underneath the fireplace, pulls it out, and he's like, you're gonna write me a deal here, right? And this deal, basically, you're gonna pay me about I don't know, 300 Lumiere or 600 Lumiere, something like that, over the course of 10 years. And he's like, all right, well, where do you want it paid to? He's like, the Merchant Association. He's like, I may not be able to collect all this gold in a lifetime, but I know they will. And he gets it signed, and he gets it sent over. He goes over to his home, what's it called? Trading company. His old man welcomes him back in open arms. He's excited. He's blessed. He got him out of it. Like, he's good. And then he's like, how did you broker this deal? And he's like, I came across some gold. Literally. But then basically his old man is like, all right, well, I can buy this off of you. It's worth 100 Lumiere off rip. And you'll get an additional 100. No, I think he said it's worth 30. He's worth 30 Lumiere off rip. And you'll get an initial 100 once we get the gold, or once we get our Lumiere, basically. And he's like, all right, sold. And so then he returns the Holo, and Holo's like, oh, where's the money? And he's like, had to pay Nora, had to pay our debt, and had to pay various miscellaneous things. So we're even.
Yep.
All that, and they're even. Back to zero.
Yep, back to square one. But you know what? All's well that ends well.
All's well that ends well.
But they see Nora. They need a chat. All three of them basically, because she has the bag still also.
Yeah.
So they're gonna talk. That's gonna be core 2 essentially. Yeah. Not bad first half.
No, not at all. If you were to rate the first half, what are you giving it?
I give it a 4. Solid 4.
Same.
Yeah, no, I know there's more, so that's what I'm excited about. I'm definitely intrigued. I like their chemistry together.
I do too. I would give it a solid 4. If I were to put it in my 13 today, I would put it at 8.
I would probably put it at 6.
Okay.
Maybe 7.
Okay.
But we got some penultimates now.
We do.
First one, Duke of Death.
really, really solid when it was all said and done.
Yep. Call it Sade. She's fighting her magic.
Yep.
Out of control. So what she does is she lets it consume her to like rebirth herself. And before this, she even tells Nico, "I'm sorry."
Yep.
It's like she never apologizes.
Nope.
What the fuck? So they're watching her fight herself. Kaboosh. And basically, her inner magic calmed down like a little squiggly line thing. Scribble. It's like, you were just protecting me, weren't you? Yeah. Like, yep. All right. Well, I'm good now.
Back inside you go.
Yep. Come back in me.
I would have. That's what she said.
Yep.
I would have laughed. Like, took it as a suppository.
But,
back in you go. Whoop.
Yeah, but she hugs her sister. She's getting along with everybody. Zane's there because he stopped her magic from going out of control with his time magic.
Yep.
And very quickly, just, all right, I'm gonna get rid of the curses. Nico,
you're up first.
Yep, you're done.
He turns into an old crippled man.
Yeah.
And they go off.
And of course, his wife's happy because now she can grow old with him.
I mean, he looked like he was on the brink of death. I don't know how much older she's gonna.
I know, but still, they're like the same age now. But he's not immortal.
Nope.
And his students help carry him back.
Yep.
And then she's like, "All right, Bo-chan, it's your turn." It's like, what? I'm not ready and all this. Like, too late.
You're here.
Like, but
like,
I don't believe you.
Here's a rose. Touch it. And he touches it. And he turns to Alice. And they just boo-hoo cry as they hug each other.
They held each other.
That was emotional. That was very emotional.
And she's like, "This is the best thing that ever happened to her, seeing him like this."
Oh, it made me emotional. I didn't cry, but I was.
No, it was sweet. I was like, "Oh."
I was teary-eyed. I
I would be that same reaction if I was no longer had a curse.
Bro, that was the culmination of like 3 seasons, 3 years, because this came out, I believe, in 2021.
Yeah.
3 years and 3 seasons was that culminating moment.
Yep. Basically, it was more of like, I can't get rid of the curse in the past because he wants the memories, the experience he had. If that's the case, it would all be gone.
Yep.
That's why she did it then with the current self.
Yep.
They go back to the future. But before Sada can go, someone she has to see. Victor.
Well, no, incorrect. She leaves. They go back to the future. Sada is there. And Bo-chan is like, hey, surprise. I know where Victor is. Let's go see Victor. Yep. So they go to see Victor. There. And I laugh. Rather than take a train or something, just instant transmission. Fucking Dragon Ball Z teleport. Boom, you're there.
Exactly.
And the place that they happen to be at, by the way, I didn't realize this until this very second. You know where they ended up?
Where?
The very first place that Sade met Victor.
They go there. Like, oh, my old friend. Like, you're good. Like, he's very happy. So's the wife.
Yeah, you've changed.
And Sade kept her conversation short and sweet. Basically, I loved you. I'm over it. I'm going now.
By the way, they're like, they asked her, they're like, oh, did you like marry? And she's like, a lot's happened while you've been gone.
Yes. A lot happened. But I'm just here to tell you I'm basically over you.
Yeah, basically. I loved you. I don't love you anymore. Don't worry, wife. I'm not going to steal him.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, I know. I'm not worried.
I'm not worried.
You're like, you bitch.
I gave him great ghost pussy. You're good.
Exactly. But Shadi leaves, and now they all take turns to talk to them.
Yeah.
But Rob's first.
Yep.
And it turned very serious.
And keep in mind, Alice can see them because that's her natural ability.
Yeah.
But Bo-chan and
the sister, Viola.
Yeah, Viola can't hear or see anything.
Yeah, so he even says, Rob, Alice, you guys, you both need to hear this.
Yep.
We don't
know. We don't know.
Yeah. Alice had a upset look at her face while Rob's like, I understand.
And she grabs Bo-chan. Bo-chan's like, what's wrong? She's like, nothing.
Yeah, don't worry about it. So Bo-chan, Viola, they talk next. It goes by quick.
Yeah.
They go back home.
Yep.
Surprise party.
Yay!
Yes, basically the drink and all this.
Yep.
Ballad leaves, Viola leaves, Walter leaves.
Yep.
Shade does stay a bit. Like, you know what? I need to see how this ends. I started this. It's
Yep.
like, oh, so she's going to be drinking with them. You know, I just tried to kill you an hour ago.
Hey, party!
Yep. So they party. They have fun.
Everybody
They're
falls asleep
asleep,
on the couch
except for
except for
Alice.
Alice.
Yep. She leaves an envelope and that withered rose they had from when they first met.
Bochan wakes up early the next morning and is frantic.
Yep. And while he's running frantically, we hear her voice with the thing. Basically, now that you're curse free, you can go back to being a noble, get
I
everything,
resign as of today.
and I can no longer be with you.
Yep.
Basically, it was Rob and Alice are no longer needed.
Yeah, they're like, you're
And
gonna
they're
have to
only
return.
assigned for that when he was cursed. And now that
Yeah.
he's no longer cursed, no work.
He's like, it is a family tradition that must be upheld. The oldest is the heir. However, he says this. He's like, however, he's like, I want you guys to make a judgment not based off of fact and tradition, but based off of your personal emotion and beliefs. Make that choice and stick with that choice. And
But
Alice makes
Alice,
the choice to move on.
yep,
Bochan screams. He's running around the hallway and he finds Rob. And Rob's like, did you know this was going to happen? Rob is like, yeah, I knew. I was sworn to secrecy. I couldn't tell you. And and Bochan's pissed. Bochan's pissed at Rob. But
he's like, what? She didn't tell me where she was going, but like I managed to sneak in that she bought a train ticket. I may or may not know where this is, and I am not giving it to you. Basically, you found it.
yeah. And so then he gets Zane and Cuff to help him catch up to the train. He lands on the train. Alice knows immediately what's going on and beelines to the back of the train.
Yep,
And
and now she has
run
nowhere to
back.
go.
Yep,
Nowhere
and
to run.
Yep, she's at the last car.
He's
Nowhere
like,
to go.
why? Like, why'd you come here? You shouldn't be here. You need to be a noble. You need to have this life. That's what you've been working for. And Bochan business, I don't give a fuck about any of that.
Yep, air be damned. I love you. Gets down on one knee, gives her back the withered rose, and proposes to Alice. And with tearful tears, but joyous tears running down her face, she smiles and says, yes, I will marry you.
Yep. So now he's got that conversation with the mother.
And then the wedding episode to end the series.
Yep. Can't wait. Good way to end it. Even though after talking about it, like, it's not hitting with this last two, but after that, I was like, all right, I take it back. We're good.
Yeah,
this is what we need. This is what we wanted from Duke.
It made it back into my 10.
Yep. Definitely. It's gonna be hard for mine. We'll see. I don't know.
Mine are done, really, bro. Honestly,
mine are not done.
2 and 3 are switching, and then I just gotta wait where Demon Slayer places. That's it. My 13 though is set.
Right. We got one more penultimate.
All right.
Jellyfish can't swim in the night.
Damn good one though.
Kiwi was the highlight. We'll get to them in a bit.
Yep.
First, it was Mahiru with the mother.
Yep.
And basically doesn't like the drawing.
Nope, it's trash.
Basically, his problems. Yeah, tell me why do you like it? Because of the eyes and
you don't love your art, do you?
Yep, and that's been a recurring thing. We know she's been hating her art. You are your own harsh critic.
Yes.
But it's like, all right, like you still got to the deadline.
Fix it.
Yep. But Mahiru sees Meadow.
Yep.
They're in the same car together, like I guess being driven home.
On a whim. She asked.
On a whim.
Yep, Meryl asked, what do you think about the idiot account?
Yeah, and basically, obviously, doesn't condone it.
Yep.
But I understand those bottle of frustrations and not knowing what to do about it. Like, if I didn't find who I found, I probably would have been almost the same way. like something similar.
And she thinks of Kano.
Yep. And fucking Maru's like, Kano finds the weirdos.
Yep.
And while that's going on, Kano, Kim, they're talking about the lyrics that Kim sang horribly.
Awfully.
And basically, like, all right, you're basically going to sing this, but with Kano, it doesn't feel right to her.
Bro, can I get a story? Because I wasn't here last week with those lyrics.
Yeah.
The lyrics went off, and my cat was sleeping. She started singing. My cat, like... and I was like, it's okay. It's just bad singing.
It's just horrible
singing, baby. And then it stopped, and it was just back on. That's how bad it was. I woke my cat up out of a dead sleep. Was like, what the fuck is this atrocious sound in my ear?
But basically, now the thing is, doesn't want to sing the song.
Nope.
And basically, they don't specify who she's singing for.
Nope. And she tries to sing, and it just sounds like shit because she doesn't have the heart.
It doesn't sound right to her.
She doesn't have the heart. It's not in.
Yeah, that's why they're basically get rid of that song, something completely.
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna get to the main thing because this is the main thing.
Mm-hmm.
Kiwi.
Mm-hmm.
But with Mahiru as Kiwi, like, hey, you remember like the old art school and all this, like, you know, they had like stuff in like storage, like for art students. I'm gonna go there. Like, hey, you want to come with me?
I guess.
And Kiwi is getting that anxiety of everything happening.
Yeah, because she got doxxed and hasn't told anybody.
Yep. So, but
Meryl, hate that bitch.
Mahiru takes him.
Yep.
And they have a conversation. Even Kiwi talks about, I actually like your art. Because Mahiru asked.
Yeah.
And like, what?
By the way, her art at like when she was in 6th grade, I think, because this artist from when they were in 6th grade, her art was gorgeous at in 6th grade. Perfect sketches, like it was really well refined. Kiwi could have had a career in art if she chose to pursue it.
But Kiwi just chose not to. It's just more of I just practiced and I just did it.
And she's like, your art. She basically said like your art was more inspirational than my art ever could be.
Yeah, like yours, like with Mahiru, like hers is like more efforts. She actually tries. She actually develops. While Kiwi just does. It's just good. That's it.
Just a natural talent.
Yeah. So Kiwi, Mahiru, they get that nice little chat. Kiwi opens up a little bit.
Yep.
And the next destination is the arcade.
Where they used to go as kids.
Yeah, because I think Mahiru had like a certain art there or something like that.
No, Mahiru was inspired by the art. She's like, you remember we used to go to the arcade? She's like, I wonder if it's still open. I wonder if the game that we played is still there.
Right.
So she finds the game. Kiwi automatically starts getting public anxiety
and goes to the bathroom.
Yep.
And Mahiru's left alone with the old classmates.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, I heard you were jelly. This is great. Like, man, you remember Kiwi, that bitch?
She's there with you guys. What does she do? Fuck all. She's like, oh, what? Their VTube avatar is a man. Like, it's a man. Like, what? Not like, oh, did she want to be a man? I mean, she's like, that's a fad nowadays. You know, people that want.
I was like, yo, I would throw hands right away.
I was like, damn, yeah, for real. I was like, damn, way to. Talk about shitting on the LGBTQs on LGBTQ month.
And no, this is what I love Kiwi for. This basically just screams like, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, Kiwi went off, and she's in angry tears.
Yeah,
but they're real. They're
like,
real emotions.
I like me, and I got in my face. I tell you that, like, who cares what I look like? Who cares what I identify as? That's none of your business. It's just I like me. I like who I am. And I don't need you guys for that. Like you're not friends. Friends do not talk like this to us.
Mm-hmm.
And we really didn't see like the aftermath. Just they were leaving.
But that whole like spiel, that whole from the heart moment
inspired Mahiru.
Yep. And she realized, because basically what Matt didn't mention is she missed the deadline. And basically,
that's right.
The mother was like, "All right, you missed the deadline." She's like, "Here's the art that we want.
Yeah,
just make it. This is exactly what we want. Just make it."
I forgot that.
And
all right,
Mahiru,
do these angles. do this, basically trace it.
Yeah, and Mahiru was like, "Oh, I'll make my deadline. I'll make my money. Yay!" And then she has a moment to herself. She's like,
but it's not my
"Fuck
art.
that! It's not my art." And so when Kiwi inspires her, she fucking goes off, and it's great. And so then when she comes back, the mother's like, "Hey, did you do what we said?" And she's like, "Nah, no, I didn't." She's like, "I love my art. This is the art that I love, and it's gorgeous."
I also love that. I was inspired by a friend, her or him, basically saying Kiwi's non-binary. But either way, they helped me. There's like I got so inspired by them.
Yeah.
And this is my art. I love my art. And the mother was like, "You didn't listen. You're disrespectful with how you're talking to me."
Yeah. You have
but
no
it's
clue.
good.
But this is the art that we want. And she's like, "We'll go with it." And she's like, "Wait." The episode ends.
Before you take it.
Before you take it, I want to negotiate something. Oh, what do you want to negotiate? Matt, what does she negotiate?
Let Jelly perform at the same show
as the co-main event.
Yep. No.
By the way, JP just texted me. Shingo versus Brian at Forbidden Door.
All right, we're in for a treat.
Hell yeah. But no, back to Jellyfish.
Bro. No, I love this episode.
That ending was fucking big boss moves. That was big dick energy from Mahiru right there.
No, I respected that.
Yeah. And we also forgot to mention that Kano toward the end of that scene, before we get to
I was gonna talk about that after, but
it was
basically she figured out. Yeah. Obviously it's gonna be for herself. She's thinking for herself. Yeah. Not Mahiru, not her mother. It's gonna be for her this time. Self-respect.
Yep.
But I can't wait for that finale.
It's gonna be good.
Speaking of finale, Bartender.
I loved it.
Yeah. I also love the penultimate. That will be pretty quick because I mostly want to talk about the first half because that's what I love.
Yeah, that's the biggest piece of that first half.
Yeah, as I said, I'm going to get to that and we'll get to the finale.
Yeah. Trigger warning.
Yes, a lot of sadness, but we'll get to tendencies, mental health as a whole is going to be here. But before that, though, their mentor is being checked out temporarily for the day. So Ryu and what's his face?
Sakuraba or some shit. I don't know. Give me a second.
Hold
on. Bartender.
Kitaka.
Okay.
Yeah, they take out they take Kase out from the temporary checkout.
Yep.
And he wants to run the Kase bar one more time.
Yep.
So a one-day event with both his proteges there with him serving drinks.
Yep, just like the old days.
Yep. So you had all his old customers.
Yep.
Like very happy. It's like exclusive. Like 30 people, I think. 30 people or so there.
No, less than that. It was way less than that. It was probably like no more than like 15. No more.
But like these are the only people that are left.
Yeah.
They talk about stories of how he made the drinks.
Yeah. And he's a pro. Even at his old age and sick, still a pro.
Yep. Made everything perfectly. I liked the flashback real quick when Ryu was being taught. And something he said to him, and I loved it when he fucked up with breaking the glass.
Yeah, and that was, keep in mind that glass was one of the last. I think it was the very last glass
that his wife,
Kage's late wife, had given him as a gift when he started bartending.
What Kase said to him was, "You have to handle special glasses carefully. Like don't bother replacing it. There's only one kind of person that never makes any mistakes at work. Do you know what kind of person that is?
Someone who doesn't work at all.
Yeah, someone who doesn't work in the first place." But
my quote was the darker quote, which we'll get to.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a bit. But how this ended, well, this episode, this important part of it, was Kase left out 2 drinks.
No, he left that. It started with 2, ended with like 6 or 7.
Yeah, basically, is people he wanted to share a drink with one more time.
So he poured shots of 151, lit them motherfuckers on fire, and said prayers.
Yeah, these are
That was
people.
raw. That was raw.
These are people that are no longer around.
Bro, I'm gonna do that now. If I lose any of my friends, God forbid, I'm gonna buy 151, fucking pour that bitch into a cup and light that motherfucker on fire.
And
With a fire extinguisher next to me just in case. But
yeah, he called it Flame of the Dead.
Yeah.
And they did a special thing, and Ryu lit one. Or Kase, I think.
No, he lit it for his customer that committed suicide.
Oh, that was with the customer. Okay, I thought Kase died like off screen type of thing.
No.
But
we don't know about Kase. Kase. I don't know.
Yeah. He probably died, but yeah, he still lit one, regardless of who it was for, whether the suicidal guy or his mentor.
By the way, it's Kaze. Kaze is wind in Japanese.
Okay, I was reading like his actual name, like Goro Kase, but the bar was Kaze. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now the finale. This guy, Junichiro.
Yep.
Focus on him. He's a writer.
Superstar writer.
Yep.
First novel won a fucking novel prize for mystery thriller.
Yep. Before that though, the grandfather, Taizo, I think.
I did not like how they didn't show that. I wish that would have been like an after credit scene where like he's like, oh, I had one too many drinks, collapse.
Yeah.
A little bit of drama.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, something to lead into today's episode. Yeah.
Yeah, it just starts off with him like sitting upright in the hospital, like I'm good.
Yeah,
just basically a little bit. I was anemic.
And of course, his coworker's like, "So, can you get him?" I was like, "Well, it's not to me anymore."
Yeah.
But for that, what do you call it? But start with the offer, Junichiro.
Yeah, they returned to the bar because basically one of the housemaids was cleaning his room and saw a piece of paper on the floor next to the trash can. He's like, oh, did they forget to throw out the trash? And she opens the paper up a tiny bit in the corner and it says will. And so she's thinking, oh shit, the guy's writing a will. Like, is he going to commit suicide? So she lets the management know. The management comes to the bar where he's like meeting with his editor, and his editor is like, hey, listen, like you gotta like capitalize on your success. You know, a new successful author's best attribute is speed. You got to capitalize while you're the hot thing. And he's like, well, you know, like where are you at on your writing? And he's like, I'm not done. And he's like, well, you started, right? And he's like, I can't get the ending. She's like, well, you started the ending, right? And he's like, I got nothing really. And he's like, all right, well, just give me a name for your because I gotta start advertising for you. And again, pick fast, hot. And he's like, I've named it Will. And the guy's like, well, that's kind of dark, but okay, if you want to go with that, that's fine. You have the manuscript ready next week. Thank you. Onegaishimasu. Sayonara. He fucks off. Right. Meanwhile, the author is just like, he just looks fucking like he's gonna jump out the window. That's what he looked like. For most of the episode, it looks like he just wants to fucking jump out the fucking 100th story of this hotel.
Right.
He's that fucked up looking. And basically this affects what's her face? What is her face?
Longo?
Yeah, Miwa. It affects Miwa tremendously because she goes back to the quote that she heard from what's it called? Ryu's coworker from what's his face that we just said. What's his name? Kirikata. Yeah. And basically that's my quote. My quote is the let me see if I have it here. I have it here somewhere. When someone's at death's door, I added of their own volition. It said when someone is, you know, contemplating suicide, there are two people that person chooses as their final companion. The first is a priest. The second is a bartender. And basically, she's thinking about this throughout. And before we get to that scene where she thinks about it in particular, they mention like, oh, well, he, you know, has a drink at this bar, at the hotel bar, and then he just bar hops the entire night. Every night he does that. So she's asking Ryu questions about things, you know, like how would he approach the situation? And all of a sudden, the author, he stumbles in. He's not drunk, but he stumbles in and he's like, I'd like to start with a vodka cocktail. And Ryu looks at him and he's like, I'm sorry, sir. I've got no alcohol to serve you tonight.
Yeah. How would you react if I said that? Like if he meant it. Like how would you react?
Yeah, and he's like, he poses the question with another question. And he's like, what would you serve someone who's, you know, at their wit's end, you know, emotionally and physically, you know? And basically hinting at, you know, like, I want to die. It's basically what he's hinting at. And he asks him another question, and he's like, he doesn't ask him a question. Sorry, he tells him a statement. The statement is, he's like, there are two tragedies in life. The first tragedy is not getting what you want in life. The second tragedy is getting what you want in life. The tragedy isn't getting what you want in your life, though. It's the tragedies that happen after you get what you want. And again, serious conversations. Like, basically, it's up to Rio to talk this guy off of a ledge because he's about to off himself. And so then he makes a sledgehammer, a drink, and it's a vodka cocktail mix, just like the author had requested. And he's like, he drinks the drink, and he's like, he's like, this is a good drink. He's like, it's lightweight, but it packs a punch. And they start going into like a sledgehammer, like about the definition of a sledgehammer. It's a hammer you wield with two hands. He's like, do you know what a sledgehammer is used for? And he's like, what? And he's like, to break down walls. He's like, is the ice cube representative of the wall? And he goes, no, not especially, but this is, but basically trying to overcome your challenges and break through those challenges. And he's like, well, what if you like can't break through? Like, what if you have like nowhere to go? And Ryu just gives him more proverbs to think on. But coming from one intelligent person to another, because earlier in the episode, we before he comes in, he talks to Miwa, and he's like, do you like to read books? And he's like, yeah, I love reading books. He's like, the more books I read, especially popular ones,
the more conversations I have with people.
More conversations I can have, interesting conversations I can have with my guests. And so basically the author is captivated by these words that Ryu is saying. And when it's all said and done, he talks him off the ledge, and he's like, I think I found new inspiration.
He's like, I have a new idea for a book. As a cocky, mouthy bartender, I might kill him off. I'm gonna send you the copy first.
Yeah, he does the fucking gun sign. Bang.
I'm like, what the fuck?
I was like, okay. But no, so he talked him off the ledge, and all is well from that perspective. And the next day, basically, all's happy.
Also, he gets told, she tells him that he made the glass of God.
Yeah, it's the glass of God.
He did it. And it was the sledgehammer.
And I wrote something about the glass of God, and I'm not going to tell it today. I'll wait till the finale because I'm going to go in on Bartender because how much I loved it. But the next piece of the episode, basically, we see Rio. He's reading a book, and the chairman comes over, and I laughed at the chairman because basically he has a cane with him, and he's like, let me make you a drink. And he screws the cane open. And keep in mind, when you unscrew a cane, what do you normally see, Matt?
A knife, a sword.
A knife, a sword, something like that, right? No, it's 2 shot glasses and a vial filled with brandy. And he makes him a shot, and Ryu's like, hey, I'm gonna challenge you back. He's like, 2 things that a bartender can't make no matter how much they try and no matter what you ask. And he's like, what? And the first thing he makes is a drink. And it's basically, he takes a pack of sugar and he takes a lime, and he takes he puts the sugar on top of the lime, puts the lime on top of it, and calls it something Russian. I forget, a Nikolaitina, I think is what it's called. And he's like, what's that? And he's like, it's a Russian drink, and it's made from the last emperor of Russia, Nikolai II. They said that the drink looks a lot like his hat. And they're like, well, how do you drink this? And he's like, you fold the lemon. I don't know where the fuck he managed to have a random lemon, but he had a lemon. And he cuts the lemon. Again, I don't know how the fuck the lemon peel was cut, but okay. He cuts the lemon, and he's like, you fold the lemon in half with the sugar, you put it in your mouth, you take the shot of brandy, and you're basically making the drink in your mouth. And the chairman's like, that's true. A bartender can't make this drink because you're making it yourself in your mouth. And he's like, what's the second thing that you can't make? And he's like, the memories that my guests give me on a daily basis. And proceeds to talk again about, like when people come into a bar, they look to get away from whatever their problems are. And, you get to see a new self of that person. And so when they come back the next time, you see who that new self was and you compare it to their old self. And you can't make that. You can't make that. That just happens. And so then he's like, he basically looks at the chairman and he's like, hey, I accept your condition. I accept your conditions. I have one proposal. And the chairman's like, wonderful. He's like, I'll accept your proposal. He's like, but I have a proposal back for you, a counter proposal. And he hands him a bag. What's in the bag, Matt?
Baseball and a mitt. He wants to play catch.
He wants to play catch ball. And the old man can't throw a ball worth the shit. But basically, the two bond. The chairman's
he also talks about how he never got the opportunity to play catch ball.
Chairman says one regret is he never got to play catch ball. And Ryu said, I never got to play catch ball with my dad. He was too busy for me. And so the two basically bond like a father and son. And I don't remember the poem, and I wish I would have like typed it as it was happening.
Yeah, that was quite a bit, so I don't.
It was a beautiful, beautiful poem that was read basically between the two men and talked about life, about death, about enjoying the moment and being present in the moment as these two, an old man and a young man, play catch ball with smiles on their faces. And the episode ends with the proposal that Ryu said. What was that proposal, Matt?
Eden Hall stays as it is. Like he can work at the bar, but he keeps it as Eden Hall.
Yeah, he basically, I'll work in your hotel, but the bar name is going to be Eden Hall, and I want the original plaque.
Yeah, from Kaze, right?
Yeah, no, not from Kaze, from the actual from Eden Hall.
Was inspired by Kaze.
Yeah, from the actual bar in Ginza. I want that plaque. Sure enough, they open it.
They're like, "Why? What's so important about Eden Hall?" Like, and we find out the story of Eden Hall. Where these fairies were sharing a drink at this place called Eden Hall.
Yep.
And while they were drinking, they see, like, of course, humans came home.
Yep.
But wait, the cup's there, and if the cup spills, breaks, bad luck, like it's bad fortune.
Yeah.
For the Eden Hall.
Yep.
So that's what he's doing for this. So he's got his new uniform-ish. For the hotel. What can I make you?
And we see all the cast members,
people he's met,
throughout the season. Everybody there celebrating, laughing, and the episode ends just like Matt said. Welcome. What can I make you?
Yep.
And it's a beautiful song, by the way. Whatever that song was that they were playing in the background during
I gotta look for it.
It was a gorgeous song. It reminded me. You know what it reminded me a lot? A lot of Belle. One of the songs from Belle.
Which one? The Million Miles Away?
Maybe. Yeah, it reminded me a little bit of that. It's not that, obviously, but it was that type of tone and inflection and like pitch and things like that. So it was tremendous. I'm like I said, I told Matt already, like when we do our finale, I'm gonna go a little long talking about Bartender because of how much I love Bartender. I gave it a 4.25.
Yeah, sounds about right. 4.25. There were some side stories I didn't care much about, but I think the stuff in the latter, when we saw Ryu like kind of like struggling about himself a little bit, instead of being this perfect bartender that can do no wrong.
Yeah, when we do our finale, I'm gonna read you my review. I'm so proud of my review because I really I went in depth. It's funny because
are you talking about for like when we do awards or?
Yeah, when we do awards. I'm gonna read you a good excerpt of my.
I cannot wait for you then.
Yes, because it was funny. Starman early in our chat was like, "Oh, I just posted, but I'm so behind on my review posting on my Instagram channel, Anime Daisuke 24. Cheap plug there. I'm so behind. I'm posting fall 2024 reviews now. So I just posted the Zom 100 review, and he's like, "This is the best review we ever did." I was like, "I mean, it was short and sweet, I guess." And he's like, "But that's exactly what it needs to be." He's like, "This is what it's about.
What
this
you
is what I
like,
like,
what you didn't like,
what
what
I
you would
wouldn't
change."
change." Yeah, and a rating.
I mean, you need more than that. You do need more than that.
I was like, I just couldn't verbalize Zom 100. It was just a fun, like my Konosuba review isn't like as long when I did it, but it's still pretty, decent.
Well, speaking of Konosuba, that's next, our co-mains.
Yes, good segue, eh?
Yeah. I said we weren't here for those last two, but we're just gonna break it down really quick because I do want to talk about this finale. Basically, Darkness left, and she's gonna marry this fucking pig shit guy. And we find out why. Well, before that, though, Kazuma, he can imitate voices, and one of them was for Darkness, and...
Thanks to fucking Aqua. Aqua's like, you need party favors. I don't need no fucking party favors.
Yes.
Well, one of the party favors is perfect voice imitation.
Yep. He even did Aldrip on one of them, too.
He did Aldrip in the finale.
Yeah, he also did it when he was trying to sneak into Darkness' place to try to get her out.
Yeah.
But... what happened in the penultimate, Veneer explains to Kazuma what happened? Like, why this is happening?
Hold on, before you go in on that, you glanced it and didn't touch it. He basically outed Darkness for being a masochist, fucking pervert, submissive.
She's pleasuring herself there, and now all the guards know. The guards like waiting at the door, like, I get to hear this.
Yeah, and she fucking screams when Kazuma like touches her, like grabs her, and they're like, "Oh my god, I think she came." Fucking hilarious.
Yeah, while her dying father is in
you skipped over the fact that he almost got to fuck her. He could have fucked her, and was like,
I get it. Yeah, I was more focused on everything else, but yeah, he could.
No, touch it.
No, we're gonna get to how he owns her in a bit.
No, I'm just saying though, she literally puts his hand like over her like lap and was like, "Well, if I'm gonna be married, I'd much rather give my virginity to somebody else." And fucking stupid Kazuma is like, "Damn, you got rock hard abs, bitch." And she's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you." And then
now the guards here, like, well, there's actually an intruder here.
Yeah. And then we get to the father really quick. The father's like, "Take my daughter, please. Go somewhere else." And he's like, "No, I'm good. I don't want your daughter."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, Kazuma, you're so funny. Please take my daughter."
Like, please, come on. I'm begging you. I'm tired of it. Like, do you know what it's like hearing her whipping herself in the other room every night? I don't like it. I fucking hate it. Make it stop. It's my one daughter. What happened to my little girl?
Have they ever done a flashback of her mom?
No.
Imagine if they did a flashback of her mom. You just
she had enough. Like, I'm tired of fucking masochism. We're done.
Like, where did my daughter become such a masochist? You see a fucking flashback of the mom just like tied up, fucking ball gagged with fucking candle wax being poured on her and shit. Anyway, all right, you can continue now with the penultimate.
Yeah, basically, Veneer talks to Kazuma. We find out why she went with this guy. They owe $2 billion.
$2 billion.
Because they blew up the destroyer at the end of season 2, and because of this, people were out of work.
No, so they said when you in the incorrect. When you were at the battle of the destroyer, it specifically was the giant flood that Aqua called in. The giant flood that she called in destroyed the land, so fucked over the farmers. The farmers couldn't grow. Farming collapsed. Yeah. And they went over to Antrap, and Antrap was like, "You should be lucky you're alive. Get away from me, you peasants. Fuck off." Yes. And so then they looking for a bailout.
Was like, "Well, I could help you, but to do that, I want your daughter."
Yeah. They went over to the Darkness's father. The Darkness's father bailed out the farming community there and went broke doing so. Yeah. Then asked
as he died.
He's like, "Well, I want your daughter for the collateral." Okay.
He's like, "Well, I'm weak as fuck. I can't do anything. So go ahead."
Yep, he's sick and dying. And a little bit of irony, which we'll get to toward the end of this review, but basically Kazuma, he's like, "I can get the priestess to come look at it. Like, we got the greatest priestess." And he's like, "No, this is a natural causes.
This is the only way. I need to die."
Yeah, this is like, I'm gonna die. This is natural. You can't cure this. Okay, continue.
All right. So Veneer helps him out, but in exchange, give me all your ideas.
Yep, everything.
I'm gonna trademark them. You can't have them. Copyright. Yep.
Yep. And you get a giant bag of gold.
Yep.
And he's like, "Well, he's like, how do you get the 2 billionaires?" And he's like, "Well, that." And then he's like, "Yeah, you have to sell everything you own as well, and all of your money that you've ever earned venturing, and it should just about cover it."
So, and he says yes.
Yep.
We think, okay, now I can help you. We get to the wedding.
Yep.
The person they do you take this fat ugly slob to be your husband?
No, the most hilarious line is like, "Do you take this old man that's a cross between a bear and a pig?"
Yes. I was like, in 60% of health, mind you, he is old. Like, she's like disrespecting this guy in front of everybody.
He's like, do you solemnly swear to care for the old man, love the old man, protect the old man? Just shitting, just absolutely shitting. And by the way, pause. Darkness looked fucking gorgeous in her dress. She looked gorgeous. She was fantastic. But anyway, do you accept the old man? And the fucking Antwerp is getting pissed off. He's like, "Ah!" And then the fucking princess is like, of course you don't. Who the fuck would?
Yeah, it's like, well, what we're going to do is we're going to take you out of here. Kazuma has a nice dinner. We're going to forget about this old man. You're going home.
Yeah. And she's like, no, you're going to die. Do you know how much I owe? And Antwerp is like, she owes 2 billion heiress to us.
Also, jumps down. Kazuma grabs her.
Yep.
And they no, you're not. We're going home, taking you. They she owes 2 billion. Well, you can have it.
And pushes over a humongous vase.
Yep.
And all of the coins spill on the floor. And all of the patrons of the wedding are like, money!
Yeah, he goes like, hey, get that, my gold, fuck off.
Yeah. Stop her! Even though I've got paid, stop that woman.
Yes.
And those fucking
and then the guards are there, is like, quick, get rid of the patrons from taking my money. You got it. I didn't say that, you idiots.
Because fucking Kazuma used the party favor voice. And
then Darks is like, what the fuck you do? Like, well, I'm getting you out of trouble. Basically, I fucking own you.
Yeah, but he went off. He's like, do you know I sold everything to save your ass? You know I'm gonna get all my money's worth for
I'm
you.
You're gonna sell your body. You're gonna sell your body.
She fucking comes in her panties right there. She's done.
Yeah,
Drool.
She had the orgasm. She's weak to the knee. She cannot walk. Kazuma carries her.
She's like, you don't know how amazing this feels to say that I'm gonna be used with my body and you're carrying me like a baby. Oh, I'm jizzing more.
Yeah, and as they're being chased, giant troll comes in.
I know that.
Yes, and as he is about to strike, big explosion behind.
Big lightning explosion.
Yeah.
Union's
like, I did illegal activity for you, my friend. Let's be friends now.
Yeah, and then fucking Megumin's like, yeah. What I expect from my best friend.
Yeah,
anyway,
Megumin's like,
bro, like this.
I've come to stop this one. I've come to take darkness. And then the Kazuma's like, we did it already.
We got it already. But by this point, she's activated explosion. And literally, it's building. It's building.
And she's like, I can't take it anymore.
Let me release it everywhere.
She's being edged. And I was like, no.
I'm dying, like Matt. I'm dying laughing that she's literally talking about her explosion like she's gonna have the biggest squirting orgasm of all time on my screen.
Yes, it's like, don't aim it here, like don't aim it there.
Hold it in. You can hold it in. I can't hold it. Explosion! But she didn't aim her sword. She left She left her staff up. So the explosion happens above town. So giant, humongous, Category 6 hurricane force winds. I know that's not a real thing, but it literally looked like that. All the windows in the town explode. Everybody thinks they're dead. She doesn't kill anybody though.
Yep.
She just scared the absolute shit out of everybody.
Yep.
And so then they're like, all right, that's good. Run, Nigaru! And they're running.
Like, wait, hold on. She can't use explosion. She's useless. Guys, what are you doing? Get her.
No, but first, he asked the adventurers, get them. And they're like, let's play tic-tac-toe. Let's play soccer. Let's fucking scratch our balls. Let's do something. They just ignore him.
Let's create dirt.
Yeah, let's fucking stare at paint wall. Let's watch an Orange Cassidy match. I don't know.
There we go.
But no, so they're like, all right, guards, get them. And then some bullshit happens. Long story short,
a guy trips. Like, oh, you guys hurt me. We're being impressed by these higher ups. The
other guy grabbed him. Oh, he's violent. And they're like, no, we cannot let the law be violent with us.
Yes.
And did you notice in the bottom left corner, somebody clotheslined one of the guards?
Yes. I was like, yes.
I was like, yo, clothesline from hell. Let's go. So that was fucking lit. And so then, long story short, they get away with it. Meanwhile, we head back to Antrap's fucking thing. He's pissed off. He's kicking a demon, and we get a couple revelations. First revelation is way back when Chris wanted to try and steal something, the divine treasure from Antwerp. He did legitimately have a treasure. That treasure allowed him to summon demons. The demon he summoned happened to be the demon that can warp truth. So the reason why all of his like illegal and nefarious exploits have never been revealed is he's employed this demon to warp the truth. And there's an unknown price. He said, if you bring La Latina to me, if you bring darkness to me, I'll pay your price and release you from the contract. So all of a sudden at the door, oh, La Latina voice. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for anything. Please spare my friends and you can have me. He opens the door. He hugs La Latina. But it's not La Latina, Matt. Who is it?
Veneer.
It's Veneer. And Veneer is like, hey, you released Buddy from his contract, and he basically releases the demon from the contract, and he's like, well, I'll pay it. And he's like, oh, well, I'll pay whatever money. He's like, no. The demon doesn't want money. The demon comes up from behind him, breaks his arm, right? And he's like, this demon loves despair and pain. Not really my palate, but it certainly fits his palate. And he's like, and I would say based off of your remaining lifespan, you can't handle it, but it's got to be paid. And so basically Antwerp gets killed by the demon that he summoned in the first place. Now we fast forward back to the mansion.
Yep, they're back. Darkness and everyone, they're at the father's room.
Yep.
Megumin goes out for air. Aqua's gone.
Yep.
He's like, I don't have much time. Kazuma, take my daughter. Say, no, I don't want that burden.
I'm good. No thanks. What the fuck I look like?
Yeah. That like I don't want that punishment on anyone.
But then he looks at him like in the eyes. He looks at the father in the eyes. He's like, the father can see through me. He's like, as you wish, sir. I will take your daughter. And then all of a sudden, you know, we get an actual emotional moment. Like he's on death's door.
I can't wait to talk about your mother. I should have talked about your mother.
And all of a sudden, somebody comes to the door. Who's that somebody, Matt?
Aqua.
And Aqua electrocutes the absolute shit out of him with magic.
Like, oh, by the way, curse is gone.
You had a bad curse, but with my power,
you guys didn't notice.
Real nice. Yeah, and he's embarrassed. He's like, I can't believe I get to live. Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, it's just that. So I bet you feel really fucking stupid.
And that's what triggered, by the way. We did skip ahead. That's actually what triggered the scene with Antwerp and the demon, because the demon's like.
Well, either way, the
demon is the one who cursed him, and that was Antwerp's idea to curse him, so he can get La Latina, so he can get darkness.
Yep.
So crazy, and then we get back to the final scene. All is well, and basically we fast forward, and Kazuma, Megumin, and Aqua, they pack up all their shit. They're out. They're going out of town. Darkness shows up, like, hey. Antwerp's missing. They're basically going to declare him dead. And all of his secrets and all of his bad things that he's done has come to light. So with him missing, they're just going to break apart his estate. And Kazuma.
And you guys got collateral for...
Yeah, Kazuma, you can't... I'm sorry you can't get your patents back. But you get all 2 billion Eris back and reparations. And I laughed so hard. They're like, "Oh, Kazuma, I want to buy like a new crib for the dragon. Kazuma, I want a new raincoat." He's like, "You gold digging bitches, fuck you."
No, this is my money. It's my emotional trauma money.
Yeah, it's my emotional trauma money.
It's like, why is darkness out there? It's like she's probably waiting to be told to come inside like a dog.
Yeah. The episode is nice. Basically, she apologizes one more time, and she asks very politely if she could join the party. They all say yes. And then we get an after credit scene, Matt, where they start actually thinking about things that are going on, right? And Kazuma asks Aqua, hey, how does marriage work? And Aqua says, well, the day of the wedding, you have to register your marriage license. And that afternoon, And basically, Kazuma looks at everybody, starts smiling. Darkness looks down as if she knows exactly what's going to happen. And basically... Kazuma's like, well, you've been abandoned. Divorceness.
Yes.
Don't call me divorceness.
Yep, loved it.
End season.
This is 5. This is
5.
Yeah.
5.
4 3/4.
It's a 5.
I need one more.
It's the same thing according to the Meltzer scale. It's a 5.
Nah, this was the best season for me.
This was fucking funny. There was not an episode, not one out of the 11, that I did not laugh my ass off.
Well, that laughter's gonna end.
Big time.
Mushoku Tensei.
Happy Father's Day, Matt.
Happy Father's Day. We'll talk about penultimate, not much, because it was basically Roxy being reunited Rudy, and she forgot his name. It's like, I'm Roxy. It's like, you don't know who I am? Like, no.
Fucking throws up in this. He throws up in
sadness. 10 years, yeah. So, but it's like, oh, I didn't forget you. I just haven't seen you. I don't know what you look like. And in her mind's like, you look beefy.
Literally, and Matt had brought this point up in our group chat. Literally, her dream that she had talked to Kazuma, or not Kazuma, fuck am I saying, to Rudy ages ago was, my ideal man would save me in my darkest hour. Well, guess who saved her at her darkest hour?
If that happened, I would fall in love with them. And it was Rudy.
I just want to say, I wish I was the floor when she pissed herself.
Yeah, and she got jealous when Rudy mentioned Nanaho. She's like, is that your girlfriend? Like, no.
Oh, God.
Yes.
And she, meanwhile, she still doesn't know about Sophie and the baby.
Yeah.
But in any case, we basically see horny Roxy. Roxy cannot look at Rudy in the eyes at all through the episode. And basically asked Rudy on a date. Was like, hey, when this is all over, we rescue we're done with the labyrinth. We rescue your mom. You want to go to another labyrinth together, just you and me, an easier one? And she's like, yeah. And then Rudy thinks about it. He's like, oh fuck, I got the baby. He's like, well, I guess I can wait till after I'm done.
But with how this episode ends, I loved it because they didn't do this in the light novel.
Yeah.
Paul would talk to Rudy. Like, you know, I've always had one sword, but now it feels right with two. Like they both have a different purpose. AKA Zenith and the maid.
Yeah, basically, get yourself a second wife.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, fucking Rudy's gonna get two swords and a fucking bow and arrow.
Yeah. But they're ready. No turning back. They go to the portal.
Now, by the way, you skipped over it in that episode. The book that they had only gets them to where they end up. And it's a dead end. There's 3 different portals. They don't know which one is which. They all look the same. A trap. And they know one is a trap. So they're like, shit, what do we do? And Rudy sits there and he thinks for a very long time. And all of a sudden he gets the brilliant idea. He's like, maybe the portal isn't here, but somewhere else.
And then he realizes
it's under
the pattern similar is the same one when he got there, when he teleported to get to this continent.
So he has Geese come over. He's like, Geese, I think there's something under the ground. Check it out. And he starts hitting the floor, and he finds a hollow part of the floor. And he's like, right there. And he's like, can I blast it? Blast it. He blasts it, and there's a hidden stairs, and there is the pink portal. So they're in.
So what do they find?
They go into the portal all together, and they find 2 things. The first thing they see is a 6-headed Hydra.
Yep.
And there's something attached to the Hydra, Matt. What is attached to the Hydra?
The crystal. And inside that crystal is Zenith.
She
so
is
Paul
butt naked. She's butt naked.
Butt
naked. She's butt naked, by the way.
Yeah. Paul rushes in, no plan, decapitates one head, decapitates another.
Almost dies. And then as he gets saved by his team, the heads regenerate.
Yeah, also magic ain't working.
And magic don't work.
Yeah, and Alienist, she got injured, so she got healed. They're like retreat, fall back.
Yep.
Paul gets pissed.
Yep. And he talks to Rudy, we gotta go back. Rudy's like, calm down. He's like, how the fuck can I not calm down? That's your mother. And literally, they're about to start fighting again, but Rudy keeps a cool head this time, and everybody else around him is like, Paul, calm the fuck down. All right? Calm the fuck down.
But Rudy realizes, you know what? Maybe I'm a little too calm. Like, I haven't seen her in 10 years, but that's also my mom still.
He's like, he struggles because, it's my mom. I love my mom. She gave birth. But she's like, I didn't spend a lot of time with her. Even when I was there, it was mostly with my dad.
Yeah, it was that, or she'd be training with Roxy, or she'd be tutoring Eris for years.
Or she was fucking Paul when she should have been sending Rudy, and then he was fucking the maid.
Yep.
So
they all take a breather.
Yep.
Paul calms a bit.
Yep. And they're like, we got to think of a plan.
And basically, they realize it regenerates really quickly. Can't do magic from a distance. You have to do point blank.
But Rudy thinks back to his Earth days, and there's a particular story.
Hercules, I love this.
Yeah, he thinks of the story of Hercules, where there's a Hydra, and he burns the head to prevent it from regenerating. He's like, in the story, magic works, or like powers work from up close. We have to burn the heads to prevent it from generating. Paul, you cut the heads. Me, Rudy, I will burn them. What do you guys say? Okay. Everybody's on board.
We will try it. We have no other plan.
Yeah. And Paul, two things Paul does. And by the way, we forgot to say there was another piece of that proverb in the previous episode. Before he says it, which it wasn't originally what he was going to say, Paul looks to Rudy. He's like, Rudy, in case I don't make it, I want to tell you something. And Rudy says, save the gushy shit for when we're out. And
I don't want to hear a parent's last words. You're not dying. Yeah. We're not.
So then Paul gets to say his last, well, maybe his last words. And he looks to Rudy, like, Rudy, before we go, he's like, I'm going to tell you something that no parent should ever tell their son. Save your mother, even if it kills you. Yes, I will.
Because he's in that mindset too. Like, if I die, if she's saved, that's fine.
And so they go into battle.
Yep, they got the plan.
Yeah.
Paul's swords don't want to strong enough to decapitate it.
Yep.
Even in mid-range, it does not work. So he has to be like right behind them.
Yeah. No, right on top. Yeah, right on top.
Yep.
Literally.
So gets that head. Another.
They get 4 heads.
Yep. And there's 3 left.
The 5th head.
Was it about 3 left?
I think it was 2.
It bites. But there's a couple left.
The third one. Yeah, the third one.
Yeah, the third one bites the frozen part of it, so it could regenerate.
Yeah.
And Roxy did a spell to help prevent it, like this ice cauterized, like a mix.
Yep.
2 heads. Like now, 2 heads left.
Yep.
Rudy
gets caught up in one of the heads, and he's about to get 8. And he gets super kicked. He gets super kicked out of the way. Who super kicks him, Matt? Paul super kicks him. Rudy
grumbles.
Yeah.
And Rudy is not thinking about it right now.
Yep.
It's close up to him.
Yep. They get that head, and then the final head comes in, and Rudy is laser focused, but Rudy's arm gets caught in the head.
Yeah, because he pierced him for the eye.
Yeah.
And it got up, trying to get him around.
Yeah.
And it did the stone magic, like crush its brain.
Yeah, basically.
And this thing goes down, falls, it's dead.
Rudy rips his own arm out of its mouth, and he loses his left arm.
Yeah, and
he performs a powerful healing spell, as powerful as he can.
And it's not strong enough.
He stops the blood, but he's got a nub.
Yeah, but he says he'll deal with that later.
Yeah.
And he's like,
guys, we did it.
And he's like, wow, we killed the Hydra and I only lost a hand. Like, I owe you, Paul. And it's like, Dad.
And everyone, all the party members are staring at the broken piece of the wall, mouth agape, eyes wide open. What do they find at the wall, Matt?
Paul's upper body.
That's it.
He got stomped in half, basically.
He got, 8 in half.
Yeah, and in the light novel, he would actually have final words for Rudy.
Really? What were they?
I forgot, but I know he did talk. He was talking to Rudy a little bit, but this is just smile on his face,
blood in his eye.
Yep, he's gone, and Rudy is speechless. Does not know what to say. He can't. He's not crying. Does not know what to do.
So at that moment too, that Paul dies, the crystal breaks, Zenith is free, and we learn later Zenith is in a coma for several days. But before that, basically they return to the inn, they have Zenith, everyone is happy. Where's Paul? And they give the news to everybody.
Tell the maid, yeah.
Everybody starts crying. there's a flashback scene to back inside of the labyrinth. They give him a Viking funeral where they cremate him right there in the labyrinth. That was his final resting place. They give him a Viking funeral. He's still got the smile on his face, eyes closed. And then we fast forward.
I would have taken the swords, but
he might have. I don't know. Oh no. Well, yeah, we don't know. I honestly thought, and I wouldn't have taken the swords. I thought he was going to take his like ear cuff, and I thought he would wear his ear cuff.
I would have taken the swords. Those are his. Like, I feel like that'd be good for melee.
But he doesn't use sword. That's why he didn't take it.
I say you can sometimes do it, but
you know what he should have done? Nobody should have done. He should have taken the swords and then kept them as mementos. So that way, if one of his sons in the future, this was my father's sword. He was a great swordsman, like you will be, whatever the case. And that would have been a nice moment. But in any case, we fast forward to now.
Rudy's alone in his hotel room.
Oh yeah, that's
and he
still shocked.
Yep, like he again, no crying, nothing. Just his heart's heavy. Passes out. Talks to the maid.
Yep.
She's slowly waking up. Because it's been 4 days.
Yeah, Zenith has been in a coma for 4 days. The maid is like, maybe she won't ever, God forbid, she won't ever like wake up. And Rudy's like, no, she will. And she wakes up and she's got a blank stare on her face. Zenith does.
And Rudy says, like, good morning. Like, I'm glad you're here.
Hi, Mom. No, she says, good morning, Mom. Glad you're here.
And she just goes,
and sets on Rudy that she's a vegetable state.
She's midbrain. That's the term.
Midbrain? I realize.
And that, remember when you asked me if she died and I said no, worse?
So I read ahead after this episode. It's not as bad as what we're making it seem.
It's still not great, though.
No, it's not great whatsoever. It's not great. She's basically more or less useless for the entire rest of the series.
Yeah.
However, we won't get into the spoilers. I could talk to Matt off the air about.
But it was funny. It's like even Chris mentioned, like, Matt, that's a funny story to tell the kids. So, your mom's dead. Like, your mom's brain dead. Your dad's dead. I fucked this other person. Good job.
Yeah, imagine telling Sophie that, like, I've got a new wife. I cheated on you. My dad's dead. My mom's brain dead.
So, Sophie, I fucked Roxy. Sorry. She's also pregnant. Nora, Aisha, your dad's dead, and your mom's
brain dead.
Vegetable.
And I don't have an arm.
Yeah. So, funny stuff. How was your day?
He had a worse day than Chad Gable did.
Yeah, he died.
He dead.
He's dead.
We're laughing about it like we're some sickos.
No, it was just there's just Otis. He just shot up like, oh no, how did he do this? Awful.
What a shame.
Yeah, I was not here the whole time.
Yeah. Does hold on, I have a spoiler question. Does Rudy ever give Roxy her panties back?
No, that's the Holy Relic.
I mean, given what we know with Roxy.
That's it, but it's our Holy Relic. Everyone has one.
So why doesn't he have one of Sophie?
He does.
Is it like enshrined like that too?
Yes. It's the where the bed sheet where her cherry pops.
Oh my God! Don't tell that. Imagine he cut out that fucking square and it's just like blood-stained sheet.
It's memento.
That's fucking nuts. I mean, is he gonna do the same thing with Roxy?
No, he's got the pantsuit.
He's got the pantsuit.
Yes.
And I guess with Eris, he has her hair.
Was it the hair? I think it was the hair.
I think it was the hair.
Yeah, but yeah, there we go.
Just one of these. Forget everything you just heard.
Yeah, but you guys heard nothing.
Nothing. This is a Jedi mind trick.
Yeah, but this was the best episode of the season.
It is. This is honestly one of the best episodes. Like from the fight to the drama to the shock, this is probably one of the best episodes of the series thus far. I
still love the one with Orsted the first time, but that's
another great one. That's another great one. Yeah,
this was close.
This is really fucking good. I'd put this. No, you're right. I put Orsted ever so slightly. Like if this is Orsted, this episode is like right here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that close.
Around there, yeah.
The only thing that would have made it better, honest to God, you know what would have made it better than Orsted?
What?
Would have been like when he passed out that night from the shock and the blood loss and the heavy heart.
Yeah.
If you would have seen Man God, and Man God's like, I told you so, bitch.
I think that would have been too much.
It probably would have been. Rudy probably would have lost it.
I would have liked him maybe like have like a nightmare of him waking up to like that image is in his head that makes him wake up freaking out.
No, but that normally leads to a vomit scene. I don't want to see a vomit scene.
No, like not vomit. Like that's all he sees. He just sees the dead half of his
He probably will. He probably will. He's probably gonna have.
He is traumatized.
When's the next time he battles? He probably see that.
It's gonna be a while, but
sure. But I bet you
like a big battle.
He's gonna fucking see it.
But you shouldn't have gone.
I want to know what the alternative was. He's like, all right, well, he's like, I want you to lose to one of, like, literally, Man God's like, I want you to wait for their mating season, lose to one of them, and you'll reap all the benefits.
Yeah. He just did not want him to see Roxy. That's the whole reason why he didn't want him to go.
And I didn't realize that because that's a spoiler, and I don't want you to spoil that one for me.
Yeah. But that was the whole point, because basically, more or less, they were destined to reunite. But it's just like, you really shouldn't go there.
Yeah, well.
And like basically, she would have died when she got lost in the labyrinth. I'd be okay.
He traded his mom and dad for Roxy.
Yep.
Well, you can't fuck mom and dad.
Look back. She looks kind of breedable in that state.
She looks breedable in that state.
Like,
oh my fucking God, dude!
I was like, that's the worst.
But I know the spoiler. I'm sure you might as well.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it off here.
Yeah, but closing thoughts.
I told you, Matt. I told you. 3.5 hours. 3 hours. You got there.
Well, we're about to start off now. So closing thoughts.
Good week. It's good to be back. It took me a while. I was about 2 weeks behind on about almost 10 anime because I hadn't watched anime that not long because I've been so behind. And yeah. No, I mean, realistically, like, I feel like the bottom half was trickier because, again, as we're winding down, we're starting to make our 13. Matt's struggling a little bit more than I did. That bottom half for me was a little bit tricky. The upper half has been pretty solid. You know what I mean? Like, my 1, 2, and 3 have been made. It's just what order 2 and 3 is for me. And, you know, so we're finally getting, like, visibility. I've made all my grades. So I'm looking forward. Truthfully told, I'm really looking forward to the finale. As it stands, guys, I guess I'll take a little bit of win from Matt Sales. We're going to record next Wednesday. As it stands at this recording, that would be the 25th. And then we'll probably skip a week because, no, I'm definitely going to be skipping a week or two because
I might be good, but a week after that will be the summer awards. Spring awards.
Yeah. So in essence, guys, we're gonna have some spring awards, and then there'll be no break. We'll go straight into first impressions for summer, I would imagine.
Probably. If everything airs, yeah.
Yeah, and the good thing about summer, guys, we can let you know a spoiler. We have less anime that we're watching.
Yeah.
Well, I do.
I think I got 17 overall with the continuals and new stuff.
Same. I think same.
So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I think I have 16 or 17 myself. No, actually, yeah, I have 17 because we have My Hero, Slice, and I have Spice returning. So those are 3, and I have 14 new.
Yeah.
17 apiece.
Yep. But anyway, guys, the cafe is closed. You can follow me on Twitter at DamonPhoenix12. You can follow him at Showstopper24, Instagram, AnimeDaisuke24. My Instagram, visit Evergarden Cosplay. Follow Otalku Cafe Anime on the Twix. We have a link tree for wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, whether it be the Spotify, the Apple Music, the Amazon, the iHeartRadio. If you want the video replay, we're on YouTube. You can find the audio on YouTube as well.
And Twitch.
We want to thank WWE Network, Chairshot Radio, and Dirty Radio for hosting us on their platforms.
I want some money.
Follow them at WWE Network, Chairshot Media, and Dirty Radio on the respective platforms. And we want to thank Sean for being our editor. We will see you next week. So as we have finales for Train to the End of the World, Condition Called Love, Jellyfish Can't Swim at Night,
And much fucking more.
Yep. So until then, oh yes, for me, and good night.
Goodbye, Sekai.
When the sun goes to sleep, I find myself in a heap because it hurts so much to be away from you. It makes my day when I get a text from you. But still I say goodbye again. Let's hope this isn't the last time that I see your face. But hey, it's fine. I know everybody needs a little space. There's no one to blame. Goodbye again. Let's hope this isn't the last time that I hear your voice. But it's your choice. I can't keep you here forever. Just promise me that you'll come back.